Alright people, what's up everyone, and welcome to another reaction video. And as you know, Tekken 8 comes out this Friday, which I'm excited for. I'm not the biggest Tekken guy. I know very little about the lore of Tekken. Like, I saw the Tekken movie. Does that count? Is that good? You know what? I saw the Tekken movie. I know everything. That I don't need to watch this. I'm gonna end the video. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Obviously. Anyway, so I don't really know a lot about the lore, and I said that I want to watch a recap video. I've said it a few times, and I've always had this recommended. Either this or like a 20-minute recap, story recap thing. But I've had this recommended to me more than anything else. This is the insane lore of Tekken from ClementJ64. Clement maybe? I don't know. Shout outs. I don't know how to pronounce it. Clement. Here, I'll go look. That name. Shout outs. Oh, what's the logo? Wait, hold on. The thumbnail's not loading. Hold on, everybody. Pardon my dust. There you go. There he is. Anyway, so let's get to it. Let's watch this. It's almost 2 hours long. So, and I was gonna do it with headphones. I know that's probably gonna annoy some people, but this is really for me to get a good feel of Tekken while having to play like 7 games. I know Tag Tournament technically isn't canon, right? At least that's what the Death Battle said, so I'm assuming it's on. Anyway, so, because I watched a Death Battle recently too. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's go. This is going to be more of a casual watch, so please go check it out first yourself, of course, if you want to watch it yourself. But this is also it's actually only a year old. Okay. At first I thought that was like a few years old. No, it's not even like getting close to a couple years old now. All right, well, go watch it yourself. Link in the description. Is this, well, yeah, that's fine. All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, and play.
Growing up as a kid, I played a wide variety of video games.
I did too.
Platformers, RPGs, whatever the hell Seaman's supposed to be. But the type of game I played the most with my friends would have to be the fighting variety.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, Mortal
Leisure
Kombat, Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur. Just me and my buddies going one
Soul Calibur 2. I'm going to pause here and there. Soul Calibur 2 is a 10 out of 10.
Out of each other.
So
and as much as I'd love to say that I'm a fighting game god, that couldn't be further from the truth. I am terrible at these games.
Me too! Oh my god, I'm pretty good at Sonic Fighters.
You know what I'm supposed to do? Blocking, zoning, super meters, write down rights for your Shoryukens, you know.
Sonic Fighters is not that bad. Me neither. I am terrible at reacting to shit. I'm just like, I don't know what and I know how to do the combos, but like, doing them before I get fucking destroyed, never gonna happen.
Effectively, I can't counter anything in DOA. I couldn't pull off a 10-string to save my life.
I'm pretty decent at Mortal Kombat compared to others. I'm still gonna have you know what I was actually decent at? Guilty Gear Strive. Surprisingly, I was actually doing okay online there. It was hard to find a lot of people online, but I was actually doing okay.
Regardless, whether I'm button mashing or using muscle memory that I can't possibly articulate, it's still satisfying to knock some virtual heads. There is an energy with this genre that is rarely matched. The speed, the music, the animations in VO. Heaven or hell, let's rock!
I love the aesthetic of Guilty Gear.
If your game has lots of personality and feels satisfying to play, then you're gonna win me over. I mean, who didn't want to be Ryu or Chun-Li when they first played Street Fighter?
I want to be near Chun-Li, baby. I want her to crush my head.
You know that scene? Of Mortal Kombat?
You know that scene in The Boys where what's her name crushes the dude's head with her thighs? It was more like she sat on it. Actually, she technically crushed his head with her. Wahoo! But yeah, I think you get what I'm trying to say.
I remember booting up Soul Calibur 2 and being instantly drawn to Nightmare, the Azure demon who wields the demonic blade Soul Edge.
Then you find out who he is too. So.
Come unto me. On a surface level, Nightmare is just an edgy dark knight, but these characters have lore behind them. And digging deeper helps you discover that this scary-looking fighter is actually a tragic figure.
Yeah.
A man named Siegfried, one who sought
I couldn't remember his name.
Evil blade to gain the power that could avenge his father. When in reality, he was running away from the truth, that he himself was the murderer. And this delusion only fuels his descent to the dark side as he falls deeper and deeper into insanity.
It's a really good story.
Ultimately,
I almost wish Soul Calibur games would focus on the story a little bit more. You know, like, and their campaigns are never great, honestly. A lot of them are like cutscene, like not cardboard, like, you know, like those kind of cutscenes where it's just like a picture, you know, like a visual novel thing. And I want to say Soul Calibur 6 had some really bad voice acting too in it. Maybe I'm thinking of 5.
Shallow husk of the person he used to be.
Maybe thinking of 5.
There's no turning back. Except there is, because when we get to Soul Calibur 3, Siegfried rejects the darkness inside him and regains his humanity. His story continuing on redemption. It's a fantastic soap opera that just expands with each new entry.
Yeah.
But
I should say the more recent Soul Calibur games are a little disappointing in terms of the story modes themselves.
Had to find out.
I remember really liking, what was it called again in Soul Calibur 2? I'm not gonna pause as much when we get into Tekken. Don't worry. Well, I probably will. Fuck, I forgot what it was called. Weapon mode? What the hell was it called again? Dude, I want to play Soul Calibur 2 again. They did release it on Xbox Live Arcade, so.
Information yourself. See, nowadays, every fighting game has a story mode of some sort, but back in the 90s and early 2000s, that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
You picked your fighter, you took on a list of opponents,
and
if you were lucky, you got an ending with still images and text. Hell, Mortal Kombat is the only game I remember that had biographies in the attract mode. Every other time, you had to consult the instruction
That's where you got your lore.
And Virtua Fighter never had endings to their games, so those manuals are essential to know anything about the lore. Did you know that Pi is a Hollywood actress? Neither did I.
I don't even know who Pi is. I played these. I played Virtua Fighter 5.
They give you the pieces, but you have to assemble it yourself. And that takes us to the topic of today's video. I'd like to talk about
the KKK. Oh, shit. I saw 2K. I'm sorry. Hell yeah, yo. She's coming back too, right? Come on. She has to be. Come on, bring her back. Bring Christy back. Yeah.
Tekken is one of Bandai Namco's best-selling franchises, each game always ending up with a greatest hits re-release. Everyone's heard of it, it's incredibly popular, but being a fighting game, its lore is still very hidden, very obscure. When Nintendo's Smash Bros. Ultimate was rolling out DLC, the second
start throwing everybody over. So good.
last fighter revealed was Kazuya Mishima, one of the major characters of Tekken. And it was interesting seeing all this obliviousness from friends and strangers alike. They knew where he was from, but why does he turn into a purple demon man? I mean, you'll watch all the big fighting game tournaments, Combo Breaker, Evo, and Tekken seems relatively normal at first. Just a bunch of martial artists fighting each other, right?
At first, yeah, if you ignore the anthropomorphic panda
and then in one
bears
match,
and shit.
Someone will pick Jack,
the
gigantic metal robot with the pink mohawk.
Hell yeah, bro.
And then in another,
I love nature.
Will pick Panda, a panda bear that knows Mishima-style karate. And while they fight, the music that plays in the background might be a little strange.
Quirky. Well, it's some yodeling? What, you don't like yodeling? Yodeling! Oh, Heihachi getting a little bit of lunch.
It's a franchise that looks really intense on the outside, but behind the curtain is some really goofy shit.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Lots of fighting games are silly and weird.
Wait.
But none of them compare to Tekken. From the very first console release, they actually made special endings for every character. Some were badass, some were wholesome, but a lot of them were just crazy. It made you want to beat the game with every fighter just to see what would happen next.
My god, girl,
That's what got me hooked onto the lore and why it's been living in my head all these years. And it always led to amusing conversations because people couldn't believe that Tekken was so cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. If you're trying to get into the series today, you'll start with Tekken 7. And while all of the past endings are unlockable, you still won't get any of the character backstories.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't know that in Tekken 7.
Jumping in late means you'll have to do research.
I'm sure people told me that in the past. Sorry.
If you want to learn about Elisa Boskanovich, or why there's a boxing kangaroo.
Well,
without access to the rest of the series, you don't have the full scope of what the hell's going on.
That's like one of them
and
things that makes the most sense.
This video is for.
Thank you.
I've been a fan since Tekken 3. I own every game in the series.
Tekken
and these
3
last
is a
few
masterpiece.
months, I have watched every prologue, studied every ending. I have plunged deep into the mythology so that I can cover it properly. Because I want everyone to know just how crazy this series really is.
Thank you.
So, without further ado, let's talk about the insane lore of Tekken.
We shall.
So one thing I should address right off the bat, the name. Tekken is Japanese for Iron Fist, the title of the tournament that is featured in every single game.
I know the Iron Fist tournament.
I think
like I said, I watched the movie.
Saying it wrong. I've been saying Tekken because that's what all
I've heard it's pronounced Tekken sometimes. So.
Commercials said.
I've heard that before.
There are games, and then there's Tekken 3.
Oh yeah, Tekken 4 is here.
I will defeat the Tekken fighters.
I remember this commercial. I remember that commercial.
In the game itself, they say it very differently.
Tekken.
Enter the Tekken.
Oh, Tekken.
Tekken fighters.
Tekken.
Yeah.
They put more emphasis on that second K. Tekken.
Tekken 7. Tekken Tag Tournament. Tekken Blood Vengeance. We all made fun of Michelle Rodriguez, but she knew what was up.
She said it right?
Literally spend all night playing like Tekken fighter games or Street Fighter.
So, you know.
She said it right. Y'all fake. Fuck you.
I just thought it was worth mentioning.
I probably made fun of her.
Anywho, on to Tekken.
I probably made fun of her, but I'm not a Tekken guy or a Tekken guy.
So this game came out in 1994, where the saga begins with a
those
father and a
graphics
son
are really
who are
good.
training atop a giant mountain in Japan. This is the Mishima family,
The Mishima
Heihachi
hairline.
and his 5-year-old son, Kazuya.
That's a great video.
And unfortunately for the little squirt, his dad is a colossal asshole.
And she's like, bitch.
For Heihachi has brought his son to this mountain
He's
with
like,
the
"Oh,
intent
Dad."
of throwing him into a ravine. The logic being that if the boy was worthy of carrying his legacy, he would survive the fall. Obviously, being 5 years old, there wasn't much Kaz could do to stop this.
Ew.
But throwing him off the cliff was the worst mistake Heihachi could have made, because not only does Kazuya survive, but he also vows revenge, their familial bond forever broken. We cut to 21 years later, where Heihachi is doing pretty good for himself. And this is where I start gushing about the guy. Not only is he my main
I was already gushing for him.
I'm playing the game,
See
but
what
the
he
dude
did?
might be one of the most
Chad shit.
fascinating video game characters of all time.
Yeah.
He is the CEO of the Mishima Zaibatsu, a gigantic conglomerate that not only runs sporting events, but also funds military projects. A corporation that is so big and so rich that it has branches in Europe and America. Originally, it was on the up and up until Heihachi's father, Jinpachi Mishima, passed away. Look at that goddamn beard.
That beard is fun. I like his beard is like Heihachi's hair. Heihachi's like, I actually have hair, so I could just do what he did with his beard with my hair. Fucking eyebrow. Wait, hold on. No.
One has to wonder if Jinpachi's death was legit, because as soon as Heihachi gains control, he starts using the company for organized crime. He's basically the head of the Yakuza if it extended to the whole goddamn world.
I get you.
Oh, and no one dares cross Heihachi, because try as they might, the man is unkillable.
Is he dead in the lore right now? Oh shit!
He is the
that was the most real reaction ever. Oh no!
Strongest fighter in the world. A man so badass that he can catch a tomahawk.
Slaughtering Indians. That's what we're good at, baby.
The dude is so intense that he once went into the wilderness and found a little baby grizzly cub.
Yeah?
He brought the bear home and raised it to be his pet.
Okay.
But over the years, he taught it some new tricks.
Oh, is
such
this
as how to understand Japanese and how to fight. Repeat.
The fighting I could almost not believe, but I could believe it more than he taught in Japanese.
He raised a bear and taught it Mishima-style karate.
Hell yeah, bro.
Heihachi has a grizzly bear for a sparring partner. This is a playable character, by the way. You can fight as the bear.
Oh, he looks terrifying. What the fuck? He looks like, if he was in a Resident Evil game, I'd be fucking shitting my pants.
Whose character model was ugly as hell in the original game.
Dude, that's terrifying.
Well, maybe his CG render is better. Oh my god!
Heihachi looks horrifying. Who the fuck is that on the bottom here? Is this some Randy? He looks terrifying too.
Oh, and it should be mentioned that it wasn't enough for Heihachi to throw his son off a cliff. He also adopted another child purely to be a rival to the boy. An orphan who was good at fighting off street punks, Lee Chaolan was officially made a Mishima, where he enjoyed the Zaibatsu's grand wealth.
All right.
If you think that Lee loves his adopted father, no. Like I said, Heihachi is a shit.
So that makes sense. The gameplay trailer that came out for this character recently for Tekken 8, right? That's the same character, Lee?
Father. Anyway, Heihachi is on top of the world. He's rich, he's powerful, but he feels so dissatisfied. Say what you will about his criminal ties, the man only wants a fair fight. to meet that challenger who can finally push him to his limits and best him in combat. And so he comes up with a brilliant idea. The King of Iron Fist tournament.
It wouldn't be anything Japanese made if there wasn't a tournament.
Dethrone the Zaibatsu's head honcho and win
I
the
swear to God, I was surprised Godzilla -1 didn't have a tournament. I don't know.
gigantic cash prize. And thus the stage for Tekken is set. A dozen weirdo fighters all coming together, including Kazuya, our would-be main character. Of course, you're not forced to play as Kazuya, but he is up front and center as the star. He gets the most screen time, he takes up all the space. Hell, the poster's tagline is all about him. But what I find interesting about this is that Kazuya is not a hero.
No, he's not.
At all.
Yeah,
Typically
that's cool.
in fighting,
I know that, obviously. When does Jin show up? Does he show up in 4?
in games, the main character is a babyface. Ryu from Street Fighter, Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. These guys don't have any dark intentions. They just want to do the right thing and make the world a better place.
Dude, imagine they made one more Mortal Kombat game using the same, like, live action people like they used to. Oh, that would be sick.
But not Kazuya. Like, yeah, Heihachi's a criminal prick, but the goal isn't exactly noble. He wants to murder his father so that he can inherit the Zaibatsu and attain world domination. He doesn't want to restore honor to the company. He wants to be the new big bad. And this isn't a retcon. Even as early as the first instruction manuals, he is described as a cold-blooded man who wants his coup d'etat.
Hold on. Cold-blooded son of a distinguished family, oldest son of Heihachi Mishima. I'm not going to do this for every single character. Head of the Mishima Zaibatsu, sponsor of the tournament. His participation in this tournament is for the purpose of causing a world-scale coup d'etat after causing the death of his father. The scar on his chest was caused by his father's dropping him into a trench at the age of 5. Oh, wait, hold on. Hobby, collecting sneakers. I didn't know that, which is funny because I don't think he's wearing sneakers. Well, I guess he's about to fight, so why would he? Likes his father's hateful looks. Wait, he likes that? Or hateful looks like because he's going to like do something bad to him. He's going to be like... Work, making trouble for his father. Since he is the son of a distinguished family, he has no lack for money.
The main character is morally gray, and you're not supposed to root for him. I find that fascinating.
Yeah, that's good.
It really sets the tone for the Mishima storyline going forward. But let's talk about
even before, I don't want to spoil it, but I know Jin is also not a good guy at all. Like he's more of a hero, but still not fully a hero.
Characters like Jack the robot, a mechanical humanoid built by the Russian military. They enter Jack into the tournament because they comprehend Kazuya's plans and want to stop him from winning. The rules for entering the tournament seem pretty lax because apparently it's okay for martial artists to fight giant robot men made of titanium. Although to be fair, Jack can't be that tough because its model was mass-produced for jobbing. Yeah, it's not a unique machine. There are hundreds, and I mean hundreds of Jack robots that all operate exactly the same.
But none of them are like the Jack.
And throughout the series, the fighters will dispatch these tin cans like they're nothing. Because honestly, they are. Although these mooks have been programmed to dab on top of their beaten opponents, so I'll say that's kind of amazing. Who designed...
I live in a world where that's a dab. It's not, like the Hulk Hogan thing,
And the Jack robots?
Hulk Hogan,
why, Russian
always dabbing.
Scientist Dr. Boskanovich. He's not a playable character, but he would become one in Tekken 3. This guy's basically the Dr. Light of Tekken.
Oh, I thought he died and that was it.
Incredibly talented scientist who will be responsible for a lot of the crazier fighters coming up. For now, though,
he's falling down?
Built Jack.
What, he's like Voldo? Like...
And he made an artificial arm for another contestant, the Samurai Yoshimitsu. Which again, swords are allowed in the Iron Fist.
Right? It's weird because like Tekken's always like a game where there's not really many weapons. It's mostly hand-to-hand stuff, but then you have Yoshimitsu's ass who's in Soul Calibur, which Soul Calibur is a lot about weapons, so that makes sense. And he's just like, yeah. He's also in Soul Calibur, I should say.
Whatever. Yoshi here is a bit of a Robin Hood. He belongs to the Manji clan, a notorious bandit group that steals from the rich and gives to the poor. This clan has been around for hundreds of years, which leads to another fun factoid. Tekken is not the only series this character is in. because Yoshimitsu's ancestor, who has the exact same name and fighting style, is also present in Namco's Soul Calibur franchise.
His ancestor. Okay.
And
I guess that makes sense considering where Soul Calibur takes place. Yeah.
Mishima was actually a guest character for the PlayStation 2 version of Soul Calibur 2.
Which can I say something that's controversial? That's the weakest one. It has to be because like cool, Heihachi's in it, but Heihachi's already in a fighting game series. I think it's just super cool that Link and Spawn are in the other versions. Spawn is awesome. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That was a character I played a lot in Soul Calibur 2. But
even Kuma is stronger than you.
But you don't care about that.
He's a bear
because
too, so I don't know what the fuck that means.
The GameCube version. It has Link, for God's sake.
Spawn though. Hey?
The most interesting thing about Yoshi here is that his sword, which is also called Yoshimitsu, is a demon blade that eats people's blood. And if the weapon is not sufficiently fed, it will gain the power to control its wielder's mind and unleash all kinds of evil. Luckily, this is never a problem because Yoshimitsu always punishes the wicked. But still, that's kind of insane. Next up is King, a Mexican wrestler who always wears a jaguar.
Maybe they'll come into play in Tekken 8.
Mask. We only ever see his face once in the very first opening ever.
I don't ever want to see.
He wrestles so that he can earn money to keep his orphanage afloat.
Want to see his face?
His Mexican orphanage that's filled with Japanese children.
Oh, they use like live action. That's great.
Love this cheesy live action anime.
Yeah, that's great.
The strangest thing about King is that he's not.
He's like, yeah, get away from me.
Mutant. He's not a science experiment. He's just a
wrestler
man.
guy. Yeah.
But rather than speak a normal language, he only speaks in Jaguar.
I thought you were gonna say he speaks Japanese. I thought he was gonna say it's like, not a normal language. What the hell? My PS5 just turned on. Hey! Shut up. I said Japanese and they're like, what'd you say, bitch? Whatever. My PS5 literally just turned on. I don't know why. I'm Armor King. No, oh my god. You know what?
Tekken is like the only franchise
I understand what you're saying, by the way. I can read
every
subtitles.
character speaks their own native language.
That is the cool thing about Tekken.
It's all English or all Japanese.
They all speak their language.
Game. Paul Phoenix, the American, only speaks English. Heihachi only speaks Japanese. Lily speaks French. Leo speaks German. Claudio speaks Italian. It's so strange to have a scene where 3 different characters are saying 3 different languages, yet they can all understand each other just fine. They can also understand Kuma, and all he does is roar.
Of course.
Tekken is so goddamn weird. It should also be mentioned that there is armor.
It's like the Guardians of the Galaxy thing, where like, why is everybody like all aliens and stuff? How do they know what they're saying? It's fine. What is happening? My PS5 is losing its... What? You okay, bro? Are you about to explode?
King, another wrestler who wears a jaguar.
I don't know. I don't even know what is happening. You know what? Let's take a glance real quick. I have it set. Actually, no, you can't see it. Never mind. All right, whatever. Oh no, never mind. Let's go.
Mask.
Ignore
his eye was crushed by King, which caused his wrestling.
All right, let me go back.
So goddamn weird. It should also be mentioned that there is Armor King, another wrestler who wears a jaguar mask. His eye was crushed by King, which caused his wrestling career to suffer. He's entered the tournament for revenge. And then there is Anna and Nina Williams, the Williams sisters. Yeah. Their parents.
I actually, not even gonna lie, I forgot Anna was a character.
To how to fight, to the point that they're both deadly assassins. But family or no, these two can't stand each other. Anna always jealous of the attention her father gave Nina, and the latter always being cold and dismissive. Except when she's watching Tom and Jerry, because Nina's a big fan of Tom.
Tom and Jerry, tea with milk and scotch. I'm sorry?
I didn't make that up. That's what the manual says.
Sure.
These two
Someone was having a good time.
Lot. Like one time, Nina deliberately stole Anna's shoe, got called out on it, and so she slaps the shit out of Anna, who cries at the abuse, and she laughs it off because, haha, I did have the shoe. In Tekken 2...
Wait. Wow.
She just barges into the bathroom while Anna's showering and snaps a nudie pic without her consent. But it's okay because Anna got revenge when these 3 bodybuilder guys came up to flirt with them, and Anna took all 3 of them home. No gangbang for you, Nina. It should also be mentioned that Namco apparently thought Mina was so popular that she deserved her own spin-off game.
Yeah, Death by Degrees.
For the PS2.
I played it.
It sucks. Don't play it.
Yeah, it's not good.
I'm not covering it.
It's really frustrating. It's one of the most frustrating brawlers ever. And I thought Tekken 6's story mode was fucking frustrating.
It's wildly inconsistent with Nina's backstory in the main games.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll give it a deeper look some other time.
Hey, what's up, girl?
I gotta speed this up. There's Michelle, the Native American whose family was ruined by the Zaibatsu. There's Ganryu, a Japanese sumo wrestler whose shameful behavior lost him respect. There's Martial Law. Yes, that's his name.
There's Martial Law, you goddamn right.
Francisco.
Love Martial Law.
He looks and fights like
My
Bruce
favorite
Lee
character.
because every fighting game ever needed a Bruce Lee type.
Yeah, but he's the best one. He's the best one.
Anger into it. Marshall is best.
All right, wait. He's cool when you play him.
Friends with another contestant named Paul Phoenix, and you don't want to sleep on this guy. He may be a brash, blowhard American. His hair would make a Racerhead blush, but this guy is legit. He once fought Kazuya Mishima before the tournament, and the battle ended in a draw. He didn't win, but he didn't lose either. He is on par with the protagonist. Remember that for later.
Oh.
And finally, I'll mention Wang Jinrei, a merchant and longtime friend of the Mishima family. In particular,
Poor little out from my dead homies.
He's on good terms with Heihachi, but he doesn't really approve of all the criminal activity. Okay, that's the roster. Tekken 2 will go by a lot
Holy shit.
quicker because there's a lot of setup here.
Wow, that's a small cast. Holy shit.
Going by character bios and story details from future games, I put together bullet points for what matches happened and who canonically won. This tournament's pretty straightforward. In the game itself, not every fighter is playable from the get-go. You have to unlock them through a specific character's campaign. And those unlock fights are all canon. Paul Phoenix defeated Kuma, Kazuya defeated Lee, Yoshimitsu defeated Ganryu, and even worse, he took all of his money. Money that he will not be getting back because it was given to people in much more need.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
King defeated Armor King, but this one had a happy ending because Armor King realizes that he had truly been bested by a far superior wrestler.
Oh, sick.
And rather than hold a grudge forever, he decided it would be better to be in his corner. To be an ally instead of an enemy.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's nice.
That's nice.
And then we come to the semifinals. The winner going on to face Heihachi. Kazuya versus Paul Phoenix. Their last fight ended in a draw, but this time, Kazuya pulls it out. He advances to the grand finals where Daddy Dearest awaits him. And for the first time ever, Heihachi knows the sting of defeat as his son bests him in the tournament. In what can only be called poetic justice, Kazuya decides to do the same thing that his
smile. Here it comes. You ready? Wait, is this the most played part? It's up there. Here you go. See you later, bitch. You ready?
That fucking smile. The dude just murdered his father, and it's like, what a happy, wholesome moment.
That
Yay!
bitch.
That animation will never get old.
His ear looks fucked up too. It's like it's backwards or something. Why would his ear have like the like the ridge your ear has like right here? Why would it be there?
But yeah, folks,
he's just built different.
Heihachi supposedly dead, the Mishima Zaibatsu is now Kazuya's to control.
That update.
Little does he know, however, it's going to take more than that to kill his old man.
It's like, bitch, I live, bitch. Tekken.
So 2 years have passed since the original Tekken, and Kazuya is now on top of the world. But like I said before, this man is not a good guy. His goal is world domination, and he uses the Zaibatsu in all kinds of nefarious ways to achieve that. Assassinations, drug dealing, kidnappings. The guy acquires all kinds of assets to build his empire. He even abducts Russian scientist Dr. Boskanovich and forces him to work on some pretty weird shit.
He falls over.
I don't know how or why Kazuya comes up with this. I only know that it was him and not his father. So he tells the Zaibatsu, I want you to poach as many animals as you can. Cheetahs, wolves, kangaroos.
I just saw this movie called Kangaroo Jack, and he's only in it for 2 minutes, and I want my own, though.
I don't want just an army of people.
By the way, Kangaroo Jack didn't even come out by the time this movie.
I want an army of beasts. And so, through some mad science, Dr. Boskanovich creates the first
He looked over at me.
transgenic military animal, Roger.
Roger.
A boxing kangaroo that's meant to impose fear in the
My dad had a bear, I'm
gonna
have a kangaroo. Fuck him. Fuck him, I have a kangaroo.
I'd like to imagine that because Bogdanovich was a hostage, that maybe this was his way of messing with them. But even still, you don't get this far without supervision. It's pretty hard to take Kazuya seriously when his big plan to conquer the world is to sick boxing kangaroos against his enemies. But it gets even better.
Honestly, I'd probably shit my pants.
The second military
animal
would come from an extinct species. Using DNA pulled from fossilized insects, Bogdanovich then applies his experiment to a full-grown velociraptor. The man literally brought back the dinosaurs just so he could slap one with boxing gloves.
Him like contemplating what he's looking at, he's like, wow.
Shit, man. You'd think resurrecting dinos would earn you a pretty sizable chunk of change, but hey, what do I know?
I was about to say, I love how his ass was running like this even though there's a raptor. I want to see that in the next Jurassic World movie.
These two characters are very jokey inclusions, but believe it or not, their existence is critical. Just absolutely crucial to paving the way for the future. For Kazuya's animal poaching has caught the attention of the WWWC, a wildlife protection agency of which a certain woman is a member. That woman being Jun Kazama.
Oh.
Any passing knowledge of Tekken lore.
Yeah. It's Jin's mom.
You know what that means.
Yes.
If Kazuya hadn't tried to create military kangaroos,
he would have fucked her and made Jin. He made jizz and then made Jin from it.
Jin Kazama would never have been born. But I'm getting ahead of myself. In order to establish his dominance to the world, as well as eliminate his enemies, Kazuya decides to sponsor the King of Iron Fist Tournament 2. It attracts the attention of the exact same cast from the original, as well as a few new faces like the Hong Kong detective Lei Wulan, a Taekwondo fighter named Beck, and a Muay Thai fighter named Bruce. The latter a bodyguard for Kazuya alongside Ganryu and Anna Williams. But hark! Be careful to anyone who dares enter this tournament, for it is rumored that
nice lighthouse reference.
Kazuya has made a deal with the devil himself. What I find interesting when you look at the promotional material of this game is how the roles are reversed. Whereas before, the entire cast was surrounding Kazuya, now they find themselves surrounding Heihachi. The hero is now the villain is now the hero. How many sequels managed to pull that off? It once again solidifies how fluid
I couldn't even name one, to be fair. Hold on, I just need to check something real quick. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to name a fucking single one. So yeah. Anyway, let's continue.
Morality is. Heihachi's not a good guy, but he might be better than Kazuya. Either way, a lot of the stakes seem much more personal this time around. Yoshimitsu wants to save Dr. Bogdanovich. Kuma wants revenge on Paul Phoenix. King has become a drunk because his orphanage is going under, and only with the support of Armor King can he pick himself up. One of the Jack units wants to feel emotion and identity, and actually saves a little girl named Jane from a war-torn battle. It vows to protect the little girl no matter what.
Oh.
Michelle's mother
has kind of Terminator 2 Frankensteinish, except about the part where he drowns her. Been
kidnapped by the Zaibatsu because of a certain medallion she has. Michelle's mother has been kidnapped by the Zaibatsu because of a certain medallion she has. A medallion that will serve a much bigger purpose in Tekken 3. And while she's dealing with that, she also has to be careful of Ganryu because the sumo wrestler has been madly in love with Michelle since meeting her in the last tournament.
He wants to
Apparently,
get
he begged Kazuya to rig the game so that they would fight each other. Li Chaolan decides to side with his stepbrother Kazuya, although it's not because of brotherly love. Ultimately, he wants to sabotage his plans with the help of Wang Jinrei. And Heihachi, well, the man has a lot of pride. He has spent the last 2 years training like a beast, knowing that his son has finally lived up to the Mishima name.
His fucking face.
He will not take him lightly this time. The stage is set. The King of Iron Fist Tournament 2 begins. So right off the bat, Paul defeats Kuma again. Heihachi faces off with Li Chaolan and puts him in.
Like how quick that was. Kuma's like, I'm gonna get revenge on his ass. I'm gonna get revenge on. Paul beats him. Anyway, moving on.
Paul defeats Kuma again. Heihachi faces off with Lee Chaolan and puts him in his place. He tells his adopted son that when I get the Zaibatsu back, your ass is out. Michelle defeats Ganryu, telling the guy, sorry, buddy, I'm not interested.
What?
She also gets her mother back, as well as the medallion. Lei Wulong
perfect, too. I love you put a perfect in there.
Bruce and emerges victorious. Lei found information connecting Bruce to the death of his old partner, but when he tries to pursue him after the tournament, Bruce's getaway plane crashes and he supposedly dies. Nina Williams enters the tournament to assassinate Kazuya, and whether she got defeated by him or by Anna, it's not very clear. The point is that she suffers defeat, and Kazuya, being the absolute shithead that he is, forces her into a cryosleep chamber. He renders her unconscious to forever be a human test subject.
Whoa! I did not know that. Obviously, it didn't work out because she's in... but
it's at this point that Anna realizes that she doesn't want to live in a world without Nina, and so she asks to be put in cryosleep as well. And Kazuya's just like, all right, whatever.
All right,
I don't care.
Sure, bitch.
The Williams sisters together forever. But whatever cryo research is gonna happen, it'll happen without Dr. Bas.
Naked in my little jars. I know what I'm gonna fill these up with.
Because Yoshimitsu accomplishes his mission when he boards a helicopter that the good doctor is on. He takes out the guards and makes off with the scientist, slowly disembarking.
Forgets a parachute, and then they both slam into the ground. Yep, never mind. I don't know why I didn't think that. They did the lightsaber thing in the new Star Wars shit.
Meanwhile, Jack,
which at least this shit is goofy inherently, so it's alright.
Boskanovich's creations is playing with the little girl Jane while something sinister happens overhead. A giant space cannon designed by a scientist named Dr. Abel aims specifically for the one Jack that's competing in the tournament. It fires off a giant
Was she fucking trying to beat up a butterfly?
Laser that pierces Jack's neck and shuts the machine down.
Oh no.
Jane, traumatized over losing her friend, dedicates the rest of her life to studying robotics.
That's sick.
Now, I don't know how well Jun Kazama
did man. You love playing with that fucking robot and beating up that butterfly.
In the tournament. All I know is that she met with Kazuya. And she's not just a wildlife protector. She's not just a martial artist. There is something about the Kazama bloodline that allows them to feel the spirits and energy all around them. And when she meets Kazuya, she senses a sinister force, an evil...
I need him inside me, though.
...aura that seems to be controlling his destiny.
His evil... Okay, I get it.
Almost like he's a good man.
He's a good man, but there's an evil inside him.
But there's some element that makes him do the evil that he does.
That devil mode, I assume.
And Kazuya, for whatever reason, is drawn to Jun. He finds her mysterious, her interest in him very intriguing. The two get close. Very close. And at some point during the tournament, the two have sex.
Fuck.
Yeah. These two should absolutely hate each other, but you know what they say.
Hell yeah.
Opposites attract. Yeah. This is a PS1 fighting game. There are no scenes to elaborate on.
You have to put the cheat code in and get the 5-minute fuck session.
Unless Tekken...
Hey, 5 minutes is a long time for Kazuya.
Or the Netflix anime series want to explain how this happened, you just have to take my word that Jun and Kazuya hit it off. Playing teens to elaborate on. Unless Tekken 8 or the Netflix anime
okay, so this was made before the Netflix anime.
Want to explain how this happened, you just have to take my word that Jun and Kazuya hit it off. Jun doesn't make much of an impact in the tournament. Hell, she doesn't even make it to the semifinals. Damn. No, that honor belongs to Heihachi and goddamn Paul Phoenix again.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, for the second year in a row, he got that close.
Well, we gotta put an American in there, bro. We're selling these to Americans. The first game did well in America, and Paul was a pretty big reason. I'm sure they assume why. God, we gotta make him like a badass, bro.
To winning, but this time around, a gigantic traffic accident clogged up the expressway, and Paul was unable to reach his match in time.
Goddamn Goya truck!
Loss by disqualification.
By Goya.
Paul, dude!
Cooked by Goya.
This is why you show up early, man. Come on. And so it ends like...
Americans don't show up early. What the fuck is this?
Before.
Bro, I had to fucking cut up the fucking top of my head so I could put a beer can on it.
Heihachi.
God, I wish I had hair like that. Fucking so nice. You could just put anything on it.
In Kazuya.
Put this fucking propel ball on top of my head.
Heihachi discovers the evil force that Jun had sensed. because this is where players first get introduced to Devil Kazuya. He sheds his clothes to become a purple devil man who can fly around and shoot lasers out of his forehead.
Yep.
And this isn't the result of one of Boskanovich's experiments. This is a natural part of Kaz's being that's been there since the very beginning. The Devil Gene. A strange mutation that allows him to transform into a completely different being. But he doesn't keep his consciousness, as the devil is its own person. Devil Kazuya has a will of its own and completely different ambitions compared to its host. The devil only exists to kill, to destroy, to cause all kinds of pain and suffering. It should also be mentioned that there's an angel in this game as well. Some kind of good side to Kazuya that acts as the final boss when you play as the devil. She only appears in Tekken 2, and aside from the tag spin-offs, she never comes back or gets referred to ever.
I'm sorry.
But in case you were
maybe it's not an actual character. Maybe it's like this is like a him fighting himself within moment. Maybe
curious,
like the good is trying to overtake the evil.
Kazuya's good side is depicted as a blonde white woman. So,
hell yeah.
Oh hey.
hey Heihachi.
But none of this matters. Devil or no, laser beam.
Hey hot she. She's kind of
or no. Heihachi Mishima is the strongest man in the world, and he will air juggle your ass. Even with the scary demonic power, Kazuya loses to his father.
Hell yeah,
Heihachi regains the Mishima Zaibatsu and once again proves his dominance. And thus he aims to rectify a mistake he made over 23 years ago. He shouldn't have thrown Kazuya into a ravine.
No, that he should have thrown him into a meat grinder.
Instead, he should have thrown him into a volcano.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he picks up Kaz's unconscious body
and chucks
it into molten lava.
See you, loser.
He flies away by helicopter while the damn thing erupts in the background.
See you, chump.
Mishima is dead.
Sure, boy. Whatever you say.
Heihachi does not fuck around. With the devil taken care of and things returning to normal, the only trace of Kazuya left is his child.
Womb.
One that will be raised
so
by Jun Kazama.
So Tekken 3 is where he's introduced there. Of course, he's on the front of the case. That classic front of the case. Yeah, one of the best. You know how long this fucking part is compared to, I think, every single other one, too. I think it might be the longest. Tekken 4 might be just as long. Tekken 5 might be as long, too.
3 is a turning point for the series in many ways.
Yeah.
On the gameplay side, this is when it started getting really
Dude, look how good this looks.
Faster combat, more fluidity.
For PS1, that looks so good.
It all feels drastically better than the 2 games that came before it. And everyone took notice, which is why Tekken 3 is often considered one of the greatest PlayStation games ever made.
It's one of the best fighting games,
in terms of lore, this game changed the tone, the visual style, and even the time frame. Tekken 3 takes place 18 years after Tekken 2.
Makes sense.
Where once Heihachi had black hair, he now has gray hair. Where once we followed Kazuya, we now follow his son. A new generation of fighters, a new era to unfold.
Eddie Gordo.
A new energy had entered the franchise, and it has been intoxicating ever since. So the story kicks off in South America, where an ancient evil awakens from some ruins. This evil is the god of fighting known as Ogre. Its origins are shrouded in mystery, with some theorizing that it was dropped on this planet by extraterrestrials. It speaks a weird language, it's a big muscular green man, and the only thing it lives for is absorbing chi of other fighters.
The fuck is this from? Is this from Street Fighter Cross Tekken?
I don't know how martial artist energies differ from ours, but Ogre does. And with the ability to sense this power, he travels all over the globe. This game does look really good for PS1.
This looks almost like a first generation PS2 game.
The casualties as Ogre finds King, the Mexican wrestler, and actually kills him.
No!
Oh yeah! Did you think King in Tekken 7 was the same King in Tekken...
Oh, it's not?
1? No way,
what?
Jose. Ogre beats the Taekwondo fighter Beck so badly that the dude ends up in a coma until Tekken 5. Martial artists from
so he's not dead.
All over the world start disappearing, leading to Detective Lei Wulan...
Wait, I'm confused. Hold on.
Kills him. Oh yeah! Did you think King in Tekken 7 was the same King in Tekken 1? No way, Jose. Ogre beats the Taekwondo fighter Beck so badly.
Beck. Okay, I'm sorry. My brain.
That the dude ends up in a coma until Tekken 5. Martial artists from
I should assume that wasn't him because he had the mask off. He said you've never seen his face besides in the first game, whatever.
The world start disappearing, leading to Detective Lei Wulan to open up a case for it.
Back.
But by far, the biggest target of ogres is Jun Kazama. Ever since Tekken 2, Jun has been raising her son Jin in Yakushima, and she's trained him in martial arts, she's taught him good values, the importance
you gave him a fucking haircut.
Of morality.
It's similar.
But now something's coming. Because Jun can sense evil energies, she warns Jin
how the fuck does Kazuya
anything
show back
ever
up?
happens to her, he needs to seek out his grandfather, Heihachi. And sure enough, Ogre shows up, trashes the place, and knocks Jin unconscious. When he comes to, both
Jin's
Ogre
dead.
and his mother are gone.
Oh, Jin's
Aside
dead?
from
Oh, okay.
non-canon tag games, Jun never comes back.
Whoa, really? I want to say in the anime, doesn't she die, though? I want to say that's the case. I didn't see it, but I think in the trailer they kind of... Maybe they just insinuate that she dies in the trailer. I don't know. Or I guess maybe she was kidnapped. Damn, she never comes... Oh, maybe she'll come back in Tekken 8. She is... Oh, she's in... Wait, no, she is in the game, but will she be in the story? That's right, I forgot she's actually in the game. Was she in any of the other games? Not in the story, just like playable. Actually, I don't remember or know. Honestly, I've played. I think I've at least played every Tekken game. Legitimately every single Tekken game, including Death by Degrees. I've even played the PSP game. I played Hybrid, which is just I've even seen that. What was it, Blood Vengeance? I've seen that. Yeah.
By this ogre.
I've seen Tekken. I didn't see the sequel to the Tekken movie.
Heard of it, but now the
I didn't see that. I've heard that's even worse than the first one.
If he could capture Ogre, study his body, study his blood, perhaps Heihachi could unlock that strength for himself. And Jin, his grandson, a chip off the old block. He takes to Mishima-style karate very well, convincing Heihachi that he would make for the perfect bait to draw Ogre out. And naturally, Jin is fueled with hate, fueled with revenge, desperate to fight Ogre once more. This would eventually lead
that's the box art right there.
to Heihachi starting the King of Iron Fist Tournament 3.
Yeah.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. He still takes care of Jin and puts him in high school. The Mishima Polytechnic High School, to be exact. A facility that not only has framed pictures of Heihachi everywhere, but also a giant
It's like Reagan back in the 80s.
statue so that the students can worship him like a god. Again, I find Heihachi so damn fascinating because the guy is just so in love with himself.
He loves himself.
Anyone who can win the King of Iron Fist is given a trophy.
A trophy of Heihachi? Oh, doing the fucking face too.
That is modeled after his own head. The dude literally has a bowling alley in the Zaibatsu headquarters with these trophies
the Tekken bowling,
as the bowling pins.
Tag tournament that
I tell you, I would love to have Heihachi as my grandpa. And I'm not the only one, as Jin goes to school with Ling Xiaoyu, a Chinese girl who's distantly related to Wang Jinrei. One day, she stows aboard a yacht belonging to the Mishima Zaibatsu. And despite being a teenager, she single-handedly kicks all of the guards' asses. Heihachi finds this so impressive,
so woke,
and so amusing that he agrees to take her as a ward, enrolling her into his school. And as a gesture of good faith, he also gives her a bodyguard.
Just break his ass?
Panda!
Yay!
Specifically, a panda bear that knows Mishima-style karate.
Of course.
Why a panda bear? There's gotta be
What do you mean, why?
better and easier ways to give Xiaoyu protection, you know?
Someone doesn't watch
This is the
Jujutsu
second time
Kaisen.
Heihachi's raised a bear.
Did you not play Kung Fu Panda, the game? I don't know why I said play. I had to fix that towards the end.
No, sorry,
a
I
good
have
game,
to
though.
scratch that. With the time jump, the original Kuma passed away of natural causes.
That makes sense.
I know, that's sad, right? But don't worry, because
Heihachi
Kuma
looks like
had
a
a baby
nightmare.
cub, and that bear is
Kuma.
also named Kuma.
Well, to be fair, a lot of times, like, famous, like, animals, when they have a I know that sounds stupid, but like like some animals are more popular and named like they know their names from zoos or whatever. Well, whenever they have like a cub or whatever, a lot of times they're named after the the parent. That's just for famous ones. Like,
yeah, Heihachi isn't a very creative person, especially when you realize that Kuma is the
Tuma?
Japanese word for bear. Kuma may as well be exactly the same as his dad, down to the rivalry with...
That seems pretty, like, on brand, though. He's just like, I don't find calling you fucking anything. You're bear, bitch.
Paul Phoenix. Although there is one difference. He's in love.
Oh, yes, I know this. Yes. Yes, I know this. Ooh, me wanna fuck. Please, come here. I'm about to Kuma you. Oh, fuck.
Yes, Kuma is in love with Panda, who always rejects his advances. But I believe in him. One day he'll win her over. Besides being Xiaoyu's best friend, Panda is also her method of transportation. And this bear must have a rocket jet up her ass because holy shit, Panda runs about as fast as Sonic the Hedgehog. I just can't with this
I want to get
sometimes.
my dick rocketed off.
Jin Kazama has done his fair share of fighting, though, and this earns him the rivalry of Hwoarang. Hwoarang is a taekwondo fighter who served under Beck from Tekken 2. But with his master hospitalized because of Ogre, the kid's got to let out his frustration somehow. He and Jin once battled each other to a draw, much like Kazuya and Paul before them. And you can bet that these two will be seeing more of each other as the series goes on.
Okay.
Eddie Gordo, one of the coolest characters ever.
Eddie Gordo's
Tekken 3 was my
Tekken 8, he's back.
Introduction to Capoeira.
I don't know if I love his new look, but it's fine.
I had never seen anyone fight with dancing flair before. It was just so damn
unique.
Just
like, hey, I'm
Eddie was sent to prison years ago for the murder of his father, a crime he didn't commit.
Cool.
While behind bars, he met a capoeira master who agreed to teach Eddie everything he knew. Once he gets out of prison, he seeks out the Mishima Zaibatsu to help him find his father's killers.
He gets into a fight and does dance moves and gets shot immediately and dies. The end. Sorry, that's a little too realistic.
The Mishima Zaibatsu to help him find his father's killers. Brian Fury. Oh man, this guy's a nut job.
He's
originally a corrupt police officer in Hong Kong.
Is he in the Tekken movie also?
Brian was killed when he got involved in a shootout. Dead, finito, deceased. That is until his body was recovered by Dr. Abel, the creepy scientist that took out Jack. If Boskanovich is the Dr. Light, then Abel is the Dr. Wily.
Okay.
Always feeling underappreciated by comparison, he vows to create the ultimate mad science that nobody can deny. And so he resurrects Brian with a cyborg body, all in the hopes of perfecting an army of super soldiers.
Fuck this.
As a cyborg, Brian Fury is damn near invincible. Bullets bounce off the guy. He can shrug off artillery from a tank. The dude is now so strong, he can lift incredibly heavy objects and swing them around like it's Super Mario 64.
Wait, no, that is not the explosion they used. Come on, I look like a kid.
Around like it's Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
Becoming a cyborg.
Watch his Tekken 8 gameplay is insane.
It's the greatest thing that ever happened to the guy. Because what Brian enjoys most is fighting. The thrill of battle, the satisfaction of killing. When he wins a match in Tekken, he actually pummels the shit out of his downed opponent. This guy has no chill.
Yo,
and if
Panda!
you see him in a dark
where's Kuma?
You'd be wise to get the hell out of there.
Hey, I'm supposed to pound the shit out of her.
The universe of Tekken works in mysterious ways. Ever since Ogre awakened and went on a rampage, another being came to life as well. Mokujin. Yep. Mokujin is a 2,000-year-old training dummy whose entire motivation is to eliminate Ogre. This is a unique fighter in that it mimics every other fighting style in the game, switching out how it plays every single round.
Why did I not know that? Because I know this character.
I want to say that Mokujin is just a comic relief character because all of its endings are very strange. Like apparently,
was it Meat or Mocap that was just like a copy of other people from Mortal Kombat? No, Meat wasn't. Was it Mocap? I know Chameleon is a copy of a couple other characters, a couple of the female characters. Whatever.
Mokujin has a giant, big-breasted wife who mistreats him badly, forcing him on errands in a live-action forest. Also, he loves playing Tekken 3,
live action. Hell
which
yeah,
is an arcade in this forest.
Hell yeah, bro.
In one ending, he literally visits the Bandai Namco headquarters for a tour, flirting with all of the ladies who work there.
Yo, what's up,
all
baby?
Of this is canon, goddammit!
It's canon.
And rounding off the roster, there's a few returning characters, but also a lot of new generation types. Instead of having Martial Law, we now have his son, Forest Law.
Oh, okay.
Although, you know what's weird about that? From Tekken 4 onwards, Marshall returns to enter the tournaments, and Forest doesn't. They established that the son fights...
Doesn't he, he keeps looking younger and younger every time he's in a newer game?
Exactly like the dad, and then they go, you know what? We like the dad better.
That's fair.
King's still in the game, but it's obviously a different person. It's a boy who grew up in the original King's orphanage, mentored by Armor King to be his replacement. Michelle has retired from fighting, but she taught everything she knows to her adopted daughter, Julia. Julia's goal is to reforest her land when all of a sudden the Mishima Zaibatsu kidnapped Michelle and the medallion she recovered in Tekken 2. It turns out that this object that got Michelle's father killed apparently has the power to control Ogre. I'm not sure if Heihachi ever figured out how to use it. Remember Jane, the little girl that Jack saved? Well, after 18 years of learning robotics, she manages to install Jack's consciousness into a new experimental body, thus creating Gunjack. The Williams sisters finally wake up from their cryo-sleep. Apparently, they sensed Ogre's presence, and it jolted them awake.
Well, they could just do that?
Very peculiar. Anna came out fine, but Nina emerged
I thought they were supposed to be nudie. What the fuck?
With amnesia. Other than her fighting and assassination skills, she doesn't remember anything.
Wait, I'm sorry, who?
And it jolted them awake. Very peculiar. Anna came out fine, but
Nina had
emerges
amnesia.
with amnesia. Other than her fighting...
It wouldn't be a Japanese thing without someone having amnesia.
Assassination skills, she doesn't remember anything about the person she used to be. What was the cryo machine's purpose, anyway? The reason it was created in the first place was so that Dr. Voskanovich could find the solution to eternal life. Something he was desperate to acquire after losing his daughter Alyssa to an unexpected illness. Keep that in mind for the future.
For 7, right?
Yoshimitsu is looking to collect Ogre's blood to help with Voskanovich's deteriorating...
This little fucking, dance thing.
...health, a plot point that is all but forgotten in Tekken 4. Keep that in mind for the future. Yoshimitsu is looking to collect Ogre's blood to help with Voskanovich's deteriorating health, a plot point that is all but forgotten in Tekken 4 onwards. And last but not least, Paul Phoenix is back at the ripe old age of 46. And he's looking to get the glory he could never
how old is he in Tekken 8 then? I guess probably Tekken 3 to Tekken 8 probably only took place in a couple years, maybe or a few years. So
yeah, folks, that's the roster. The stage is set.
I'm gonna guess.
Heihachi announces the King of Iron Fist Tournament 3. And I guess Ogre's just gonna show up.
Hey, what's up, bitches?
How exactly this whole thing works.
Oh, you get to play as Ogre.
The assumption is that the gathering of
fighters
will attract Ogre to them.
The damage.
But the final match also takes place in the temple that he came from. Is it empty? Is Ogre sleeping in there? Is the Green Monster Man honoring the results of the tournament? Or does he coincidentally show up at the finals? I'd like to imagine that Heihachi used Michelle's medallion to control him, but it also asks the question of why have a fighting tournament at all. Maybe that Netflix Tekken series will help explain this a lot better. All you need to know is that it's a video game-ass video game, and Ogre's the final boss. So first up, Paul Phoenix defeats Kuma again.
Except this is a different Kuma. So.
Seriously, this is getting to be a broken record, but this is constantly established in Kuma's backstories. These bears just can't catch a break.
You can't beat this fucking...
Jin Kazama
this guile-looking motherfucker.
defeats his rival Warang. To be honest, this isn't outright confirmed, but going by the wording of Warang's Tekken 4 prologue and his attitude in his non-canon ending, it just seems like they definitely battled each other. But of course, I could be wrong. At some point, Julia manages to rescue her mother Michelle, and Eddie Gordo discovers that the man who killed his father was none other than the late Kazuya Mishima.
Oh, what?
Oh, and at some point, Dr. Abel activates his space cannon again in the hopes of trying to kill Gunjack like he did Jack 2. And this ending's kind of interesting. If you watch it as is in the Tekken 7 menus today, you're getting the bad ending.
Oh.
The ending where Abel nukes the area so badly that
it kills him and...
kills both Gunjack and Jane.
That sucks, man. She just got out of there and then immediately destroyed.
For whatever reason, Tekken 3 gave Gunjack 2 endings. Because if you beat the story mode a second time, the same ending will play out, except this time around, Gunjack spawns a force field that protects the two of them just fine. I don't know what the logic was there, but someone behind Tekken 7 obviously didn't know this, as only the bad ending is viewable.
Maybe that's the canon ending.
And that's about it. There's not much to go off of.
So wait, they just left and then died, and that might be the canon ending?
From future games, the details of the tournament seem pretty ambiguous. But we definitely know how it ends. The final battle takes place in the South American ruins. It's Ogre versus Paul Phoenix.
Wait, what?
Paul manages to hang in there until he comes face to face with the monster itself.
Oh shit! Oh, he's fucking Ogre up.
It's a fight between the two competitors, but there can only be one winner. And that winner
is Paul?
Was Paul Phoenix!
What the fuck?
I'm not kidding.
I guess I should figure that because he's on the left side. That means you're playing him.
Actually, the law.
He's supposed to win.
Paul went undefeated through the entire King of Iron Fist Tournament 3, and even triumphed over Ogre.
The monster that killed King, that killed Jun, that put Beck in the hospital, the big bad of Tekken.
You think Jin's gonna kill? Nah, it's Paul.
Tekken 3. Taken out by the ultimate underdog.
Hell yeah.
Incredible.
That's awesome.
Nowadays, Paul Phoenix finds himself as a bit of a comic relief character, always being put into silly situations.
Oh.
But in the 90s, this dude consistently made it to the finals of every single tournament, being on equal terms with both Kazuya and Ogre. I love this aspect because sometimes it gets kind of boring seeing the same main characters take the crown. And Paul getting so damn close when he has nothing to do with them, that's the chaos I live for.
Cool.
But I have to burst the bubble and explain why he didn't win the tournament.
Okay.
You see, Ogre actually has two forms. And while Paul celebrated over beating the first...
I'm about to say, like, if the story ended and he just won and Ogre is defeated and that's it, and Jin's like... Alright.
stick around to actually see the beast transform. And thus, Ogre becomes true Ogre, a gigantic winged, snake-armed, fire-breathing abomination that Jin Kazama takes on.
There you go.
Now, Tekken 4 says that Paul was undefeated, so I have to wonder if he actually battled Heihachi and Jin, or if Ogre interfered before Paul could take Jin on.
I would assume that.
Either way, Jin gets the ultimate victory.
Wow. Oh, Ogre didn't even get one win. There.
Ogre disintegrates into goop, and Jin Kazama has avenged his mother. He has won the King of Iron Fist Tournament 3. Too bad he won't be allowed to enjoy the victory.
Whoa! Wait, what?
Jesus Christ!
God damn! Okay, so that was shown at the death battle, but I didn't know the context.
Your shitty father. He's a shitty grandpa, too. With Ogre defeated, Jin is no longer any use to him. Just another blood relative getting ready to knock him off his perch. Plus, this is Kazuya's son, which means there's a very good chance that this kid has some devilish tricks up his sleeve.
Devil Jin? Which he's right. He's right. He's got the Devil Jin. Come here, bitch. Yeah.
You gotta love how Heihachi was thrown head first through a thick stone wall, was spiked into the ground for a massive fall, and the dude just gets up like it's nothing.
What the fuck?
But yeah, Jin Kazama definitely has the devil gene. And now he's on the run. Not just from Heihachi, but also his dad.
Wait, what?
Devil gene. And now he's on the run. Not just from Heihachi, but also his dad.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, his dad's Kazu. My brain just did a fart. Yeah, of course Kazu comes back. Here we go. Tekken 4. I probably played Tekken 4 the most of any of them. That's the ones me and my friends played the most.
Tekken 4. I know it's the black sheep on a competitive level, but in terms of atmosphere and music and overall presentation, I always thought this game was amazing. It was the first entry to start having prologues before a character's story, and that saves me a world of research.
Oh, cool.
Everything I told you about Tekkens 1 through 3 required me reading instruction manuals, strategy guides, and the wiki. lots of research to do, whereas now we've got definitive storytelling.
Sick.
Thank God.
So
2 years have passed since the defeat of Ogre. Jin Kazama has been hiding in Brisbane, Australia, where he's been unlearning Heihachi's teachings. Because Jin now loathes the Mishima bloodline and everything associated with it. Heihachi has been searching for him this whole entire time. You see, even though the Zaibatsu recovered Ogre's body, he can't actually use its power without one key ingredient. The devil gene. Without his grandson, there's just nothing he can do. But one day, the Zaibatsu brings him brand new information about G Corporation, a biotech firm that deals in genetic research. It turns out that after the King of Iron Fist Tournament 2, they recovered Kazuya's body from the volcano.
Of course they did.
How did they know to find him in there? Was
he's just there.
Heihachi just bragging to everyone he knew, like, yeah.
But they think they could erupt immediately after?
I threw my bitch-ass son in there. It was awesome. But if the company has Kazuya's
I guess he has the devil gene. He probably lives.
Body, that means Heihachi can steal it and get the devil gene. So he sends in the Tekken Force, the Zaibatsu's military squad, to ransack the G Corporation
building. Is that a really name, or you just make that up?
Bust in, dispose of the scientists, steal all kinds of data like it's nothing. Until they don't. Because all of a sudden, one man single-handedly kicks their ass.
Nah, bitch, go over that wall. Sorry.
Yeah. Mad science rears its ugly head again because the G Corporation actually brought this fucker back from the dead. Not only that, but they also performed various experiments on Kazuya over the years, helping him discover a way to unify the devil gene, to eliminate the other persona and gain complete control. Bad day for Heihachi. But this presents an opportunity. Heihachi announces the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4, and instead of just getting a trophy, the winner will gain control of the Mishima Zaibatsu itself.
So what did you say? Okay. I saw the word lips. I'm like, wait, hold on. What's happening? Heihachi's lips. Just say it's Heihachi's lips.
Damn. Kazuya definitely recognizes this for the trap that it is, but gladly participates anyway. And Jin
immediately kill all his men, and then he's like, Iron Fist 4.
And upon hearing of both the tournament and his father's survival, also rushes in to eliminate his family for good.
Hell yeah, man.
Certainly no love lost for his evil father. But yeah, Tekken 4's got a lot going on in the story, with only 3 of the characters being new. Instead of having Eddie Gordo, we have Christy
Oh, fuck. Dude, I'm about to come.
Montero. She is the
what the fuck?
Granddaughter of the capoeira master who taught Eddie how to fight.
Holy shit, the chickle. Oh my god.
Iron Fist 3, Eddie passed this knowledge on to her.
Oh, Lord. Almost in. I ain't going to heaven.
Gameplay damn near identical.
God damn.
When Eddie leaves to confront his father's killer, she chases after by entering the tournament. And then there's Craig Marduk, a
watch your hands.
judo cage fighter. This guy was on top of the mixed martial arts world.
Put the camera on me. No one can stop me.
Dude, he's built like a tank from Left 4 Dead.
One day he got caught in some kind of scandal, and with public shame comes bitterness and resentment. Marduk is an angry motherfucker.
Oh no, a minor scandal? Wait, what do you mean by that?
He takes what he wants, and no one will deny him.
Oh yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. You need to get with me, girl.
Oh, I am not into Neanderthals.
Oh shit.
I always get what I want.
I'm sure he'll wait for Anna to wake up and politely ask again for consent. Is that
He did the old caveman grab by the hair. Show me make snoo.
The two boils over one day at the bar when he picks a fight with someone and murders them. This gets him sent
he's a bad guy, so
to prison. He'd be serving a much longer sentence if not for some mysterious benefactor. One who manages to pay off the judiciaries and invites Marduk to Iron Fist 4.
Oh, yeah?
Who is this benefactor?
I think I know.
It's King.
Oh, well,
for you see,
what?
the man that Marduk murdered was actually Armor King. Yes! Armor King is dead.
What?
and his apprentice wants revenge.
So he got him out so you get revenge?
He enters the tournament hell-bent on destroying his master's killer. Steve Fox.
What? I'm getting into the lore.
Is a young British boxer with a
Steve Fox. He was in the movie.
weird scar on his arm. He was adopted as a kid.
I don't know why I'm bringing it up. He's a bald guy in the movie too, so that's funny.
And doesn't remember his childhood. One day, he refused to throw a fight for a mafia group known as the Syndicate. He flees to America, but eventually grows frustrated from all the subterfuge. Rather than live his
Daredevil shit there. It's like, refused to throw a fight.
Life in fear, he chooses to join Iron Fist 4. Naturally, that puts him in the spotlight, and so the Syndicate hires an assassin to murder the man at the tournament.
I feel like this is a really good recap. Like, this is really solid. Like, I feel it's flowing very well. I'm not even that confused. I'm sure there's gonna be details that when I play Tekken 8, they'll bring up from this video that I'll be like, well, because there's a lot of info happening, so there's no way I'm gonna retain every single thing, especially when at this moment it's 3 days before the game comes out. So,
assassin being Nina Williams, who still
damn man, I swear to God, she getting busted here.
Hasn't regained her memory. But she'll have to watch out for Lei Wulan, whose new case involves bringing down the Syndicate. Li Chaolan's evolution has always been fascinating to me. See, this guy was kicked out of the Zaibatsu for siding with Kazuya, a guy he really doesn't like. And at first, he was kind of bitter about that, but then Li decides to turn his life around. He adopts a new persona, becoming Violet, the CEO of Violet Systems. This company creates robots, from housekeepers to fighting machines. Li believes them to be the future. And this move pays off because the guy ends up as a playboy billionaire living in a mansion in the Bahamas. I gotta imagine the thing that attracts all the ladies is his gigantic cock. Holy moly, even John Holmes.
Whoa, you could just straight up see his cock.
To be jealous of.
What the fuck? You could just straight up see his fucking dick. Where's the balls though?
This guy.
That should be big too.
I swear to God, I didn't edit that image.
Are you fucking kidding? He switches his name to Lee Chodlong. Chodlong. The shows are small.
That is real. But I love the changing of expectations here. See, you'd expect him to be a rich fuckboy.
By the way, some people will be like, "That's not that big. It ain't hard." I don't want to be the one to bring it up. It ain't hard. You better watch out.
The dickhead rival Heihachi always wanted him to be.
I like every woman's just like tits out.
But instead,
Whoa!
Lee is really chill. He's always siding with the good guys. He's always being courteous and lovely.
Oh.
The guy has a catchphrase now. Excellent. 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 Excellent.
He says it with like 40 different accents.
Anyway, he enters the tournament to help demonstrate the capabilities of Combat, a machine he designed that can copy any fighting style.
With that Combat
thing is a playable character and operates exactly like Mokujin did.
Okay.
Paul Phoenix did defeat Ogre, but since he left before its final form, he was not recognized as the winner of the last tournament.
Bullshit.
Paul becomes bitter, despondent, and even hated as his fans get tired of his
writing. He was. He beat him.
Dojo goes
How the fuck did he not? He beat him.
And he's basically living in the streets.
Wow, that's fucked up.
He enters the tournament to once again prove the critics wrong. And his buddy Martial Law isn't doing much better as the guy's restaurant goes bankrupt competing with another restaurant chain.
What the fuck?
And this
all the chats are going down. I mean, Lee's a chat, I guess.
Basically becomes the guy's constant struggle.
You look like Danny Trejo.
Every single tournament from this point onwards, Law is always desperately competing for cash. And that's all I have to say. Kuma was not happy about losing to Paul Phoenix, so he figured to get his animal instinct back, he needed to leave the cushy comfort of the Zaibatsu and return to the wilderness. And out there, he gets that edge a bear like him is supposed to have.
Hell yeah, bro.
Brian Fury loves being a cyborg, but unfortunately, he has a very tiny lifespan. His body is deteriorating, and only Dr.
Which is really unfortunate when you're fighting Kristen.
Abel, who's now working for the Mishima Zaibatsu, can possibly save him. He enters the tournament to get closer to his creator. Julia invested money in the G Corporation because they were the only company willing to help reforest her land. But after the Zaibatsu raided their labs, the reforestation data disappeared with them. She enters to get it back.
Okay.
And with that, the stage is set. It's a lot of setup, but this game has a lot of story.
Yeah.
So first up,
Seems
I
like
have to assume that Paul Phoenix defeated Steve Fox. In Tekken 5, we get artwork depicting this, and there's no way that Paul could have lost. Steve might have faced off with Nina beforehand, but there's no real evidence to
Nina
say
lost
that. But now it's time for another crazy reveal.
Damn, a Tekken, a straight up Tekken show, like an anime long, 2D, just could be so good. I don't know. I mean, I know that show came out. It was only 6 episodes though, and it wasn't fully 2D. I think it had some 2D in there. But
Lei Wulan comes to Steve with information that he found in the Zaibatsu's mainframe.
Yeah.
And this is bombshell stuff. Basically, Heihachi was trying to absorb Ogre's power, but he had to do a lot of experimenting to get results. And what makes better test subjects than children? But Heihachi doesn't abduct children. Oh, no. Instead, he takes advantage of the cryo chambers he's come back to.
Hold on now.
And impregnates Nina Williams.
I don't know. I didn't know that.
Through in vitro fertilization.
Oh
yeah.
Oh.
Steve is Nina's lab baby.
Oh.
And the kid was experimented on by
That's why I don't remember.
Doctors like it's some
That's
kind
he's blonde. Okay.
of horror show. And when you remember that Anna was also in cryosleep, it really makes you wonder if she's got a kid out there too.
That is messed up.
Lord. When the Syndicate briefs Nina on her target, she finds this surprising and decides to give up on the mission. But she's not exactly broken up over this. She doesn't try to talk to Steve. Hell, she willingly works with Heihachi later, reinforcing her cold, detached nature. To her, it's just business, nothing personal. Afterwards, Lei Wulan would take down the Syndicate for good.
Oh.
King faces off with
fucking look, he's like... That almost looked like the shot you see, at the end of like some movies, like Stand By Me. You'll have like the freeze frame of the character, and it's like that character went on to do this or whatever. That character got syphilis and died or whatever. That looked like the shot. It would like freeze frame and said, then Wei Wei Wong, wherever the fuck it was, fell down the stairs and broke all his bones in his neck, and he's dead. He landed right on a dildo up his ass, and the shock killed him. The end.
And absolutely
that face.
Take down the Syndicate for good.
Wei Li Long fell down the stairs, ass first into a dildo. It was so big, I don't know why I was there. It went up his ass, it shocked him, and he died from shock the end. Rest in peace, Wei Wei Wong.
King faces off with Marduk and absolutely destroys him, but it's still not enough. King follows
Gore, that's really offensive you said that. Shut up!
Marduk into the hospital where he plans to end his life for good.
I'm sorry?
Faces off with Marduk and absolutely destroys him.
So he beats his ass.
But it's still not enough. Okay. King follows Marduk into the hospital where he plans to end his life.
He gets into the hospital? Dude, they did the Terminator 2 thing where he like the fucking the flowers like whips it out a gun instead. Oh, is that what's gonna happen?
But as he's about to deliver the killing blow, he notices the cage fighter's belongings on the table. And seeing that photo of Marduk's family made King realize that if he were to go through with this, he would be no better. It's a pretty good scene, as long as you can take the Jaguar part seriously. Now, Brian Fury ends up meeting with Dr.
It's a mask, I can take it. Whatever. Hey, if I could take like characters like in Marvel movies seriously when they have like masks on and outfits on, I could take that serious, whatever. I mean, his face looks a little weird. He's always like it looks like he's like just super excited. That's a Jaguar, I get it. Let me just check something real quick. Okay, anyway. Let's go.
Abel. But unfortunately for the bad doctor, his ass gets punched so hard that his body makes...
Alright, let me go back.
As long as you can take the Jaguar part seriously. Now, Brian Fury ends up meeting with Dr. Abel. But unfortunately for the bad doctor, his ass gets punched so hard that his body makes a giant crack in the wall. Okay. Considering Brian's entire motivation for entering this tournament was to extend his lifespan, I'm not really sure why he did this. Brian loves being a cyborg. The guy would be dead otherwise. So, what gives?
I don't know. Me punch. I don't know.
Brian falls unconscious
me do punch. That's all I know.
Yoshimitsu, oh yeah, Yoshi's in this game, ends up finding him.
Sick.
He takes Brian to the Machi clan's headquarters, where the good Dr. Boskanovich tells him that he will absolutely help. Well, ain't that nice of him? I wonder how Brian will repay the favor. But it should be mentioned that Dr.
That wall looks pretty intact. Be a real shame if I slammed someone so hard and it created a giant crack.
Abel never comes back. He's not in Tekken 5, not in Tekken 6,
oh, he's
and when
dead.
he does get
There's no way he's alive.
in Tekken 7, it's in the past tense, referring to the late Doctor's legacy. He's absolutely
Dr. Abel's legacy.
dead, so I have to make assumptions.
Yeah, there's no way he's not dead. He was like an old fuck, and then whatever. At least what's his name's fine, I guess. Jack. Even though we haven't seen Jack or what's her name, so maybe that was canon.
Aside from winning the tournament, Brian's ending is absolutely canon, so there's no reason to assume that he didn't destroy Abel. Kinda surprising. I figured they would have kept that character around. For the 4th time in a row, Paul Phoenix faces off with Kuma.
Oh, does he lose this time?
Technically the 2nd, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But wallowing in misery can't compare to training in the wilderness.
Yeah, Kuma's gonna win because you're playing as Kuma, right? Because it's on the left side.
Kuma does what his father couldn't and defeats Paul Phoenix.
Poor Paul.
At long last, right? I guess he's not that much of a joke character if he can beat the man who beat Ogre.
Yeah.
Lee ends up facing...
You know, I guess at this point, wouldn't like Paul be like just completely like...
Not with Kazuya, but the Playboy is still no match for his stepbrother. He and Combat both suffer defeats.
Right?
With victory over Lee, Kaz is all set to face off with his son, Jin Kazama. But unfortunately, the kid doesn't show up and ends up disqualified from the tournament.
Oh.
And that's because Heihachi sicked the Tekken Force onto him, where they proceed to drug and capture the lad.
Whoa!
Thus, the final battle is a repeat.
Look at all those darts.
As it's once again between Kazuya and Heihachi.
I guess Heihachi's gonna win because you're playing as him.
When you play as any of the non-Mishimas, Heihachi is typically the final boss. Now, when he's facing off with Kazuya, he wears his traditional black gi. But with anyone else, he always enters the arena in a fundoshi.
Oh.
After all, Heihachi is a warrior's warrior. He doesn't want any tricks. He doesn't need assistance. He wants to fight completely naked. The only problem is that it's incredibly revealing. Heihachi's bare ass is staring the player right in the face.
That's fine.
Look at that thing. The string is riding right up his ass crack. I can practically see his taint.
Hell yeah, look at that taint.
I don't mean to be disrespectful to Japanese culture.
Yo, Christy, run.
But good lord, am I a gamer or a proctologist?
You're a gamer. No, look at that ass.
So after a tough bout, believe it or not, Heihachi once again defeats
That's a
Kazuya.
quarter of it.
I know, right? After that amazing opening, after
I guess
all
he didn't want to fight his own son naked.
those years of wanting revenge, and the old man still pulls it off. Heihachi is the official winner of the King of Iron Fist Tournament 4. But the old man's not done, and he tells Kaz that he can lead him to Jin. So the two travel deep into the Zaibatsu compound to a temple in the forest known as Hanmaru. There, Kazuya finds Jin tied up in chains, which couldn't be more perfect. The devil takes over Kazuya once again and explains that when Jun and Kaz got together, a part of himself went away into the body of Jin.
Alright.
Hence why he has the devil gene. But now's the time to take that power back.
I coomed my other half into Jun's womb.
Or so the devil thinks. Because the 20 years of research that Kazuya has done has helped teach him how to unify this power. Fighting from within, Kazuya eliminates the devil persona completely, incorporating it into his own being. There is no devil anymore, only Kazuya. Oh, sweet, he's a good guy now, right? Oh, don't be silly. Kaz may be in control, but he still wants the same thing. The power to conquer the world. So Jin and Kazuya battle each other for the first time ever. A devil gene clash between father and son. And in the end, Jin Kazama proves his strength by beating his old man.
Isn't that funny? They just had the big build-up like Kazuya finally took control of the devil gene. It's him now. He's not being controlled. He gets it as being still.
But that's when Heihachi takes advantage and picks a fight too. But this kid
they pull out a gun this time again? You fucking pussy.
So damn talented, he disposes both of the Mishimas at the exact same time. The chance to rid the world of this menace is finally here.
Oh, do it. I guess she did kind of appear. Yeah. Oh, there's a little smile. Thank my mother.
Jin flies away.
We just realized we needed a Tekken 5 and a 6 and a 7 and 8. I guess Heihachi, I think, is dead, right? Because I don't think he's in 8 at all. He might not even be in 7. I'm not 100%
Maru
sure.
leaving his vengeance behind.
Shit, he might
His
not even be in
father,
6.
his grandfather, they get to live for another day. Well, at least one of them does.
Okay, so Heihachi dies in Tekken 5. Tekken 5! Tekken 5 was really fucking good, too. It is a shame I didn't get into the story as much in these games as I should have, because I played a lot of Tekken 4 and 5. 4 the most, 5 a lot, 3 probably maybe a little bit more than 5. 6 I didn't play as much, and 7 I didn't play as much. 1 and 2 I played here and there. Tekken Tag Tournament, though, my friend had Tekken Tag Tournament. We played that a lot. I don't think I ever... I do own it now. I never really owned it at the time. I think I may have rented it from Blockbuster.
Immediately after Jin leaves, the temple gets bombarded by
Tekken
jack
Tag
robots belonging to the G Corporation.
I played a lot of Tekken Tag Tournament 2 on Wii U. That was fun.
The company has betrayed Kazuya and is now looking to dispose of him as well as Heihachi.
Fuck out my way, old bitch. Yo, look at them
Temporary team up. Let's fucking
go. Deadly Alliance.
The opening to Tekken 5 is one of the greatest that's ever existed. Just Kaz and Heihachi kicking all kinds of robot ass as the most badass tag team ever. For a while, anyway.
You're a bitch.
Dick move, Kazuya. Dude makes his getaway as the Jacks pile on.
So sick. Nani? Wait, does he actually die there? Yo, Raven over here? Is that actually how he dies? I thought it would be way more epic. He's just Nani? Yeah, Raven's a cool character.
Ugh, that's so badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, folks, Heihachi Mishima is dead. Super dead. Never coming back.
Oh.
Unless you immediately start playing as either Kazuya or Raven in this game. Because you've been watching the cutscenes and, never mind, there he is. Heihachi is playable in Tekken 5, so the whole getting killed thing is kind of meaningless. So, like, the Jacks blow up Hanmaru.
Wait, but in the story he's dead, but you could still play him, and then they do the intro. It's like, what? You're dead.
And Heihachi gets blasted from the site, just launched across the entire forest, eventually landing in a grave in a nearby cemetery. He penetrates.
It's like that Xbox ad. Anybody ever see that one where you get shot out? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? And then right into a grave. Life's too short. I think it was Xbox.
Treats the dirt and just lies there.
It was like that. It was
lies there and lies there. And 2 months later, Heihachi finally wakes up. Completely fine, ready to bust some heads.
Completely fine.
Is unkillable.
His hair is perfect. It's raining and everything. He's been on the ground for weeks. He just comes out here perfectly. He doesn't have dirt on him. No stink lines. What the fuck, man? There's not even one fly on him.
The guy was literally buried under dirt for months, and he didn't need to eat food or anything. I think he might secretly be a Kryptonian. But yeah.
Dark Resurrection, that's right. That was the updated one, right?
Interesting thing about Tekken 5. According to Tekken 6, Heihachi only woke up after Tekken 5. His entire existence is non-canon because he was never there. Which is a shame because he missed out on a family reunion.
Right.
For you see, the Hanmaru Temple's explosion didn't just send Heihachi and Kazuya away, it also woke someone up.
Okay.
The dead man that was chained up in the basement, Jinpachi Mishima. Heihachi's dad is here, back from the dead.
They woke him up. It was such a good explosion. It woke up the dead.
I alluded to this earlier, but yes, Heihachi killed his father and stole the Mishima Zaibatsu from him. But it wasn't a quick thing. He didn't just shoot him or throw him into a volcano. Instead, he chained him up in Hanmaru and made him lift a giant boulder until he eventually starved to death. Seems like an especially horrible way to die.
That is really bad.
Father,
what the fuck?
Bad grandpa,
bad
terrible child. Good lord.
Yeah, he's speed running worst person ever.
So Jinpachi was dead until some thing took over his body and resurrected him. It's not the devil gene. It's just some evil force that's never really elaborated on. Seriously, beyond Lei Wulan's ending, no one talks about what's happened to him. Even the Tekken wiki is just like, it's a demonic force of unknown origins. Okay. So,
we talked about Tekken 8.
The idea is that this demon force is slowly taking over his body, and when it gains full control, it's going to destroy the world. So, using his last ounce of humanity, Jinpachi takes control of the Mishima Zaibatsu. And 2 months later, he announces the King of Iron Fist Tournament 5. Because why call the military? Why kill yourself? Just get a bunch of martial artists to take you out. Dumb plot. But hey, that's the setup for Tekken 5. Once again, the prize is the Zaibatsu itself, which intrigues Jin Kazama, who is now suffering nightmares that trigger his devil gene. His alter ego is too dangerous, and Jin can't hold it off forever.
Sick.
He enters the tournament to find a solution. We got another batch of newbies to talk about, one of which you've already seen. Raven. Right. There's not much to say about him. He's a special operatives agent working for a shadowy organization.
From what I know about Raven, he's pretty cool.
He's entered the tournament to collect information. Nondescript, non-specific information. He is but one of many Ravens that all serve under one leader, the aptly named Master Raven. All you need to know about Raven is that he's so cool he can stand on top of a fighter jet while it's flying at full speed.
Hell, it's like some fucking riding shit from
Metal
Gear Rising.
Underneath one.
Sick.
Those are some magnetic boots, man.
No, he's Chi or some shit. I don't know.
Feng Wei, a Chinese Kempo fighter who wants to be the strongest man in the world. After getting into fights outside of his training, he gets scolded by his master. Naturally, Feng took that as an insult and murdered the man. He then spends his time seeking out a scroll known as the Secrets of Godfist, something he believes will give him ultimate power. He attacks every dojo he comes across looking for the thing until it becomes clear that it's in the clutches of the Mishima Zaibatsu. He enters the tournament to retrieve it. But his dojo attacks spur another competitor, and her name is Asuka Kazama.
Oh?
I want to repeat that. Yeah. Asuka Kazama. This girl is a distant relative of Jun Kazama and the cousin of Jin Kazama.
Right.
I have no idea how big the Kazama family is, but it's clearly far from gone. After Feng Wei attacks her family...
Well, I mean, this would technically be only the second Kazama. I mean, I know Jin Kazama, but, like, he was born at... You know what I mean? Like, we didn't see any of the other family before Jun showed up, so...
Family's dojo...
Or before Jun and... whatever made Jin show, you know.
Girl rushes into the tournament to get revenge. She apparently doesn't know that Jin is related to her.
So I remember her now with this costume.
Yeah. Jun didn't talk with the rest of her family.
That's her costume in the game.
Lily de Rochefort,
Lily,
the daughter of a wealthy oil.
I didn't realize she was only introduced in 5. I thought for some reason she was in 4.
Tycoon. One day she got abducted by criminals who wanted to ransom her for money. But Lily didn't go without a fight, and she managed to beat the crap out of her captor. The thrill of combat was intoxicating, so from that point onwards, she spent her time learning martial arts in secret so as not to upset her troubled father. One day she gets into a fight and defeats Forrest Law, and that's when he hands her the invitation to the king of...
There you go, Forrest Law's brought back. There you go. You mean get his ass beat by the tea-drinking lady. Why does she have, like, Trish from Devil May Cry's outfit on? She looks just straight up like Trish right now.
Iron Fist Tournament 5. She figures what could be better for her daddy than to obtain the Mishima Zaibatsu. You remember Roger, the boxing kangaroo? Well,
yo, he got glasses on. Yo, dad bod kangaroo.
It turns out that he found a wife and the two had a baby.
I swear to God, if a fucking woman walks in, it's just a normal human woman. That's his wife. It's not.
Roger Jr. And everything was going hunky-dory until strangers came and kidnapped the guy. So Roger Jr., inside the pouch of his mother, enters the tournament to save his father. But let's be honest, his mom is doing all the legwork.
Right.
I guess she was genetically altered by Dr. Voskanovich too. And also,
no, he shot up in her and she got the power. That's the canon. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's the canon. Roger shot up in her, and then the baby goo may infect her.
So, isn't it kind of dangerous to keep your child on your person when you get into fist fights with some of the deadliest warriors known to man your child?
Look at the baby. Look at Roger Jr.
Person when you get into fist fights with...
He's like, shit.
with some of the deadliest warriors known to man. Your child could get fucking killed out there. Bad kangaroo. Bad.
It's weird how
Xiao Yu managed to find out the Mishima history after Iron Fist 4, and she feels
the
really
character
sad
were really good.
that Heihachi died. If only he hadn't thrown his son into a ravine. And then...
Wait, I'm sorry.
The history, bad kangaroo, bad.
Bad.
Xiao Yu managed to find out the Mishima history after Iron Fist 4, and she feels really sad that Heihachi died. If only he hadn't thrown his son into a ravine.
That's all. That's where it started. He was just like, let me see if this motherfucker has diligence. Alright, I'm leaving. You're looking down at the clip, huh? Alright, bye.
And then all of a sudden, she meets a scientist who knows how to build a time machine.
That's a funny image, though. Her going crying with this image, and it's just saying she cried when she heard of Heihachi's death. As Heihachi's just throwing his kid over. By the way, that's a old-looking 5-year-old.
And then all of a sudden, she meets a scientist who knows how to build a time machine. What? Who is this guy? How did Xiao Yu find him? Where the fuck
did this have animated cutscenes?
Learn to build something like that. Sick. Don't worry, Tekken doesn't get so crazy that characters travel back in time.
Oh, okay.
At least, not yet. King may have been satisfied with defeating Marduk, but the guy was undefeated and he doesn't take his loss very well. The dude literally steals the late Armor King's Jaguar mask and demands...
Should have fucking smothered that motherfucker.
...a rematch. King can't let this disrespect stand, so he accepts the challenge. Remember how Dr. Boskanovich was going to save Brian Fury? Well, he does. He gives the guy a perpetual generator, and now he can live a long life again. Brian thanks the doctor by going apeshit and destroying the Manji clan's laboratory. He kills tons of people in the process, forcing Yoshimitsu to chase him into the tournament for retribution. Okay. After Lei Wulan disbanded the syndicate, Nina found her...
Good grief. I mean, to be fair, if it was that tight, I would want to air him out too, I guess.
...herself out of a job. Lost, she decides to confide...
God, I love video game developers. It was some good artwork for someone that was only using one hand.
...in the woman who claims to be her sister. She calls up Anna for a meeting, but as soon as she sees her again, the memories come flooding back.
Oh.
Nina remembers everything, including how the Zaibatsu defeated her. Instantly, Nina starts trying to kill Anna, and the two battle for literal
Back at it again.
days. That's a lot of stamina. Eventually, the two get exhausted and agree to settle things at the tournament.
Okay.
That bitch.
After Christie's grand...
That bitch.
And agree to settle things at the tournament.
That bitch.
After Christie's grandfather finally gets out...
Yo, Christy, what's going on? Your costume's getting better.
...from prison, she and Eddie find that he's incredibly sick.
They actually tried to do Christie's costume in the Tekken movie, and I remember there being just like a zoom-in shot of her ass. And I was like, look! And it's like, you can just see her crack. I'm like...
It's after talking to a doctor that has discovered he's terminally ill. Lacking the money needed to save his life, the only hope these two have is to win the tournament. After Kazuya was defeated during from prison, she and Eddie find that he's incredibly sick. It's after talking to a doctor that has discovered he's terminally ill. Lacking the money needed to save his life, the only hope these two have is to win the tournament.
I was about to say, I want to go back because I was like, who the hell is that in the background? Oh, that's Christy. She looked different.
After Kazuya was defeated during Iron Fist 2, Ganryu retired from sumo wrestling. But he still liked to keep track of Zaibatsu events, and that's how he comes across Julia Chang. Reminder, this guy was madly in love with Michelle, and now
Michelle, you want to fuck with Michelle.
Infatuated with her daughter at the ripe old age of 55. Since Julia's still seeking G Corporation's reforestation data, Ganryu figures retrieving it himself would be the key to winning her heart. But he's not the oldest competitor returning, because Jinpachi sent his best friend Wang Jinrei a letter inviting him to compete as well. And let's see, at this point in the story, Wang would be 105 years old?
God
the
damn.
dude was 82 back in Tekken 1? His bones must be as stable as graham crackers.
Nah, he's fine. Dude, we just... Whoa, his head is completely detached from his body right there. Oh no, Heihachi. No wonder he could survive everything that's happened. Bro is not even alive to begin with. He's a zombie.
But hey, maybe he'll surprise me. And on that note, let's talk about
I would love if you just punch him once in the game and your entire level health bar goes down, and then the game deletes him from the game. You'll never be able to play him again because he died instantly.
So first up, Jin Kazama defeats Wang Jinrei.
Like some Doki Doki Literature Club
Okay,
shit. They just delete the files.
This is Kazama defeats Wang Jinrei. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
this is arguably disappointing because the thing we know most about Wang's backstory is that he was best friends with Jinpachi Mishima. Okay. The two have an incredibly close bond. If anyone deserved to take him down, it was Jinrei. But according to Tekken 6, he didn't even get to see the guy. Canon can often be anticlimactic.
No.
King and Marduk
what's that cutscene then?
The second time in a row, and once again, King emerges victorious. Although this outcome changes things forever. Like an echo of the past, Marduk realizes that King is the real deal. And rather than hold a grudge, he chooses to be his ally.
Hell yeah,
King and Marduk become best friends and also a formidable tag team. All that bad blood, gone forever.
I would never team up. You killed Armor King.
Nina faces off with Anna and gains the victory.
That didn't satisfy me at all. I refuse to kill you. You bitch!
She loves calling her that.
Paul Phoenix enters the tournament with...
Just Peter Griffin laughs at her.
New determination after losing to Kuma.
You fucking
and
bitch.
Of course, because someone fucking hates Paul, he finds himself battling Kuma yet again. This time Paul squeaks out a victory, but he is so exhausted from the encounter that he bows out of the tournament.
What?
Yoshimitsu clashes with Brian Fury and...
Damn, what happened, bro? They fucking shit all over Paul. And now he has, like, the dumbest haircut. You know what's funny? His haircut in Tekken 8 is actually a normal haircut, but because he's had the fucking flat top for... the tall-ass flat top for so fucking long, it's like, what the... But that's not him. That's not Paul. That's not Paul.
Scores the win. Afterwards, the cyborg makes his escape, living to fight another day. Counter that he bows out of the tournament. Yoshimitsu clashes with Brian Fury and scores the win. Afterwards, the cyborg makes his escape, living to fight another day.
Insolent bastard.
Asuka meets with Lily for the first time and defeats her. But this would be the worst mistake of her life because she's made a lifetime rival for doing so. Lily forever obsessed with wanting to one-up the young Kazama. And that's all I got to say about Asuka, because the girl never ends up crossing paths with Feng Wei, the guy she wanted to fight.
Really?
She also never interacts with her cousin Jin, thus wasting a lot of potential the character could have had.
Wait, what? Really?
Since Feng doesn't...
I was actually waiting for her to come back into the plot. What?
When the tournament, eventually he just breaks into the Mishima Zaibatsu's vault and steals the scroll he was looking for. And instead of gaining ultimate power, he instead finds words of wisdom. He who destroys all other fighting styles and makes them his own shall become a warrior superior to all men. Well, golly, thanks for that enlightenment. That's the equivalent of saying...
So, I was about to say, that's just like saying, like, if you are better than everyone, then you are the best. Hell yeah. If you have all the Pokemon, then you're better than the other Pokemon guys. Oh, cool. Hell yeah,
if you want to master something, you should practice at it until you get good.
Get it all.
Riveting. Feng takes this advice, and his story hasn't budged since. Jin faces...
Damn, bro.
...off with his rival Warang, who was recently reunited with his master Beck after he finally woke up from his coma. And taking the new advice that Beck put onto him, Warang gives it his all in the fight, and he actually wins!
Yeah, let's say he's gonna win.
Yes! He defeats
It really is unfortunate, because every time you're on the left side, that's you. That means you're gonna win.
The badass hero of the last two games, putting him down and knocking him out.
Damn.
Holy shit! This is what I like to see. The Mishimas aren't so invincible. But, while he lies unconscious, something else wakes up. Devil Jin. The devil form rises up, catching Warang off guard.
What's the part where he says you win?
And just brutalizes the guy.
Alright, you win.
Fucks him up good, to the point that he has to be sent to the hospital in critical condition. The judges have no reason to deny it, so Jin ultimately wins the fight and thus advances to the finals. Devil Jin is an actual...
I mean, it's kind of cool that, like, they want... obviously, the thing that you expect to happen, but they want to change, you know, like, oh, let's give this character, like, maybe a little victory or whatever, like, twist it up a little bit, you know?
Character in the game.
But they don't win,
He is a separate fighter from Jin, who uses the Mishima combat style that was in Tekken 3 and Tekken Tag. Because a lot of people didn't like that Jin fought so differently in Tekken 4. Also, it fills the quota that every fighting game ever has to meet, where the hero of the story has some dark alter ego that is actually playable. Revenant Liu Kang, Evil Ryu. It's just a thing. I don't know what to tell you.
Revenant Liu Kang is a little
Ryu
different.
Doesn't win the tournament, but he does sneak into the Mishima Zaibatsu lab and actually finds Julia's reforestation data. He meets with her to deliver the goods. Dude, you just had to put the data disk on your sweaty, smelly dick, didn't you?
What was the... Let me get that dick cheese off there, alright?
Good God.
I can't thank you enough. With this, I'll be able to bring back the forest.
No,
alright, bye.
Oh, God, Ryu. He did a great thing for the wrong reason. Don't think she'll be interested anytime soon. However, this is a great day for Julia because getting that research back allows her to
bring her back her,
actually grow a little seedling, thus making it possible to reforest her land. The thing she's always wanted, now back on track. In another laboratory, one abandoned by Dr. Boskanovich, Roger Jr. goes looking for any kind of trace of his dad. And well...
The fuck? It was all a ruse? Is that a ruse? Yeah, kangaroo. He's just like, I gotta get away from my shit wife and my dumbass kid. Is that what's happening here? Oh! Put him through the ceiling! There, Team Rocket.
Yeah, Roger is a terrible father and husband. He wasn't abducted at all. Just enjoying a life of luxury and cheating on his wife. He's been smooching all kinds.
And cheating on his wife.
Of lady kangaroos. While his
let's go.
Family was struggling financially. What a dick. What I find amusing about all this is that Roger Jr. ends up running into Alex, Roger's dinosaur rival. After kicking his ass in a very comical way, he brings the guy into his home where Alex hits it off with Roger's wife.
No fucking way.
The dinosaur is now
a
beloved father figure.
I took your wife and your kid, bitch. He beat my ass up.
Kangaroo family. All while Roger realizes what a terrible mistake he's made. Aww. The fact that this goofy shit is canon warms my cold, dead heart. What else happens? Well, Kazuya does participate in the tournament, but he doesn't seem to stick around for long. Eventually, he runs into one of his old bodyguards, the returning Bruce Irvin, who's alive and well. And then the two just leave. Kazuya may have lost to Jin, but they never say that's what's happened. And even in Jin's story mode, there's never a mandatory battle between the two. The only thing Tekken 6 and 7 likes to say is that Kazuya eventually gets revenge on the corporate bigwigs. There is more to it than that, but first, I gotta cover the finale. Jin Kazama is once again unstoppable, and he comes face to face with the great-grandfather he's never met before. And the old man isn't just a master martial artist, he's also grown a goddamn demon mouth on his stomach that shoots unblockable fireballs.
What? That's not fair. That's what Jin says. Jin's like, that's not fair. What the fuck?
In the middle of a whirlwind tornado, Jin battles his great-granddad with everything he's got. And once again, the young Kazama ekes out a victory, destroying Jinpachi for good.
Let's go. He's like, shit, how could I have foreseen this? I'm the main character, bitch. Look at the box art. Oh, you're right.
But this presents an interesting ending to Tekken 5. Instead of running off as Devil Jin, he stays put and inherits the Mishima Zaibatsu. All those Yakuza, the Tekken Force, the entire conglomerate. It all belongs to the most noble and heroic man.
I know what you're doing. He's going to be a force for change. He's going to do good stuff.
Member of the Mishima family. And it makes you wonder, now that Jin has all of this power, what's he gonna do with this?
He's gonna fucking Resident Evil 2 pose on it. Evil ass look. Tekken 6.
So the story begins with Jin Kazama starting World War III.
So Tekken 6 starts with him starting World War III. Alright.
Yes, I'm serious. The first thing
what the fuck? This family sucks, bro.
Jin does when he gains control.
Where's what's her name? The other Kazama. Get her execute Jin.
Is start claiming oil refineries, space stations, anything that can give the Zaibatsu power. He expands the military and sends the Tekken Force to every corner of the planet just to tear shit up and conquer everything. And there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. He just attacks civilians because he can. The Mishima Zaibatsu is so strong and has so much power that they somehow managed to conquer the United Nations. I know geopolitical experts...
Take some of the... It just says it there. Namco times. Fuck you.
That sounds fucking impossible.
No.
The government's...
But, bro, there's a panda fighting. There's a bear. There is... What else? A woodman that has a wife with big ass tits.
The world all just sit there impotent to combat this threat. The one giant organization is leading the charge, forming the biggest resistance to the Zaibatsu's evil. And that organization is G Corporation. See, after killing all of the executives that betrayed him, Kazuya became the new CEO of the company.
That's what I figured.
And I thought it was just a small biotech firm, but apparently it's expanded quite a bit. Now G-Corp has its own private military with thousands of soldiers and tanks. It's the face of multimedia entertainment, sponsoring such J-pop idols as Lucky Chloe. Who, of course, is
I don't think I've ever seen this guy. I played Tekken 6. I don't remember this character at all. You think I would?
A martial artist and playable character. The G Corporation is using its mad science to create super soldiers in the form of roided out Hulk men who scream like fucking monsters. And even if they didn't have those, they still have the Jack units because Jane is developing them for the company. And why not? They're the only ones taking the fight to that evil dictator, Jin Kazama. Seriously, as far as...
The evil dictator, Jin Kazama? Man, we've come a long way.
Public is concerned, Kazuya is nothing but a saint, a hero who's trying
He's the good guy. Of course, it's just like back and forth. Like, he's the good guy. No, he's not. He's a good guy. No, he's the guy. He's the good guy. He's evil. He's evil. He's evil. They're all fucking evil.
Save the world. If they only knew.
Yeah.
Kazuya has offered a substantial bounty
to... I was going to do the Akira slide for a second.
Anyone who can bring him Jin Kazama's head. And as a response to this, the Zaibatsu leader decides to announce the King of Iron Fist Tournament 6.
Of course.
Which I'm not really sure if now's the time for martial artists to be competing.
He's posed up like someone else, too. What is this? This is a classic someone posing like this.
In tests of strength.
I was thinking like Resident Evil 2 when you could go on the throne and do that.
To acknowledge how the narrative changed from this point onwards. It's the first high-definition Tekken game, the first one to have online play.
Yeah.
And it's also the first one to have a proper...
Did Tekken 5 not have online? Wait, no. I'm pretty sure... Did it not on PS2? I could have sworn it did. Yeah. What? Maybe not. And that's an update entitled Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection Online. The update included an online versus mode. But was this? I don't know. Okay, maybe I don't know. Maybe not. All right.
Story mode. Previously, these games
Can't remember when
have only been
Tekken 6 came out, so
experienced one character at a time, fighting 8 or 9 matches and taking any cutscene you can get. But Tekken 6 has a full-blown scenario campaign that focuses on 2 new characters, Lars Alexanderson and Alyssa Boskanovich. The story follows them the entire way through as
is Lars back in 8?
Battle in over 38 stages, each filled with dozens of goons and special bosses. It's completely canon, its events referenced in Tekken 7.
See, I know some people love the Tekken 6 story mode thing. I played it. I don't remember anything about the story. I didn't finish it, but I got really frustrated. I thought it was better than Death by Degrees, though.
Which is fine. But the King of Iron Fist Tournament 6 goes completely ignored.
Oh,
the characters don't talk like they're preparing for it. They don't talk like it just happened. Lars and Alyssa never enter any competition. They just head into skirmishes against the Zaibatsu and G-Corp. The side characters only seeming to be there so that you have a boss to fight. When we get to Tekken 7, instead of having prologues that advance each fighter's story, the player is only briefed on one particular fight that the character finds themselves in. Unless you're a DLC character, in which case you don't even get that.
Damn,
Tekken
bro.
6 and 7 are
you telling me Negan didn't get a fucking... He didn't get a reason why he was joining the Iron Fist
far
tournament?
more interested in what's going on with the war and the Mishimas.
Little pig.
I don't have any tournament details anymore because there aren't any.
Wow, really?
So yeah. Lars Alexanderson used to be the head of the Tekken Force. Apparently the dude's always been there behind the scenes, we just never got acquainted with him. But when Jin Kazama starts using the Zaibatsu to destroy the world, Lars takes a step back and asks himself, wait a minute, are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies?
And so he breaks off, managing to take over 50% of the Tekken Force with him. God damn! These turncoat Tekkens would wear new flags and call themselves Yggdrasil. It's at this point that Eddie Gordo approaches Jin for help regarding his capoeira master. See, he didn't win the last tournament, which means he still doesn't have the money to pay for his medical bills.
Oh my god.
Jin agrees to
forgot
help,
about that.
but only if Eddie fills the vacant spot left behind by Lars. And so Eddie Gordo becomes the leader of the Tekken Force, participating in a war he wanted nothing to do with. He shares an advisory role with Nina Williams, who acts as Jin Kazama's second-in-command. In fact, Nina joining the Zaibatsu encourages her sister Anna to join G Corporation along with Bruce Irvin. Quite the stables we got here.
Yeah.
Anyway, the plot really kicks off when Yggdrasil goes on a mission to take over one of the Zaibatsu's laboratories. Lars leads his squad inside, kicking all kinds of ass, when eventually they come across a control room with some kind of cryo chamber.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, do you remember that plot
She's
point from
Urban.
Tekken 3? Of course you don't. During this invasion, Yggdrasil gets surprised when G Corporation also shows up.
Is she already a robot in this, or... Yeah, I know she's... Wait, yeah, that's her, right? The one that could take her head off, right? Yeah.
Flooding the place with jack robots. There's a scuffle and an explosion which knocks
That was the lamest.
Lars out and conveniently gives him amnesia. It's at this point that he accidentally opens the cryo chamber, unleashing Alyssa Boskanovich, who is equipped with jet boosters, chainsaw arms, and also
sick. Yo, start kickback.
has the ability to take off her own head and use it as an explosive.
The fuck?
She has an infinite supply of
What?
heads thanks to nanomachines. This character is so anime and over the top that even for some Tekken fans, it was too much.
Right.
Oh, I can handle
DSP hates this character. I remember in Tekken 7, his fucking ass was soying the fuck out. It's like, doesn't belong in Tekken! Oh!
the devil gene. I can handle bears who
Darkseid feels such a fucking loser.
And it was too much. Oh, I can handle the devil gene. I can handle bears who know kung fu. But kawaii anime robot girls who tear shit up with chainsaws?
No.
You've gone too far, Tekken.
You've gone too far. And I like how they say, like, it doesn't belong in Tekken. I'm like, motherfucker, the motherfucker that made Tekken says it belongs in Tekken. You don't get to say that. It would be one thing if, like, you know, like a 343 situation where it's like the Halo developers, they're done after Reach, and then 343 comes in and says, yeah, we're gonna put this and this and this. I'm like, come on, you can't just do that. I mean, you have the rights to the franchise now, but still, come on. You didn't make it. Fucking who's the Tekken guy again? I forgot his name. He's been there since the first one, right? I think, right? At least he's been there for a little while. I don't know history well, but don't fucking say it. Like, you can't say that. You just can't. Sorry.
I'm more shocked.
You can say, I don't like that they're in Tekken. You can't say they don't belong in Tekken. This character shouldn't be in it. Like, fuck you.
What kind of guy Dr. Bosconovich is. The old man lost his daughter to disease and then completely recreated her as a fighting robot. That's really weird.
Well, you said that. It's Astro Boy, pretty much.
Weird, man.
I mean, actually, he looks like the doctor from Astro Boy.
Also strange.
It's not that weird. If, you know.
Dr. Bosconovich never appears in either Tekken 6 or Tekken 7.
Oh, really?
His robo-daughter plays such a significant role in the story, and he just goes bye-bye. Where is he? I don't think he's
Tekken 7. Yeah, I really want to play Tekken 7 story mode. I really like...
Ed. He shows up for the tag games, trying to analyze male pattern baldness on the Mishimas.
Wait.
Really. Which...
I know it was a joke. That's real.
Apparently is negated by the devil gene.
What?
No, really. But he himself is just...
The devil gene can make me look beautiful again.
It's gone now. The way that stories are told in Tekken is just so bizarre sometimes.
The fuck?
Anyway, Lars and Alyssa escape the base, and since they both don't know what's going on, they decide to go on a journey for answers. One which has them fighting street thugs, the Tekken Force, robots, bear cubs, kangaroos, a marching parade, sumo wrestlers.
That doesn't belong in Tekken, sorry.
And even goddamn demons. There's so little narrative structure to the campaign.
That doesn't belong in Tekken.
That I have no idea why they're in the places that they are. What good is finding Armor King gonna do? Oh yeah, Armor King's alive. Kind of.
What?
See, after King and Marduk made up and became friends, someone ambushed the Vale Tudo fighter in the locker room. And he looks exactly like Armor King. But later, King is reminiscing about his old master when he makes a shocking discovery.
He has a twin brother. What the fuck is this? Is that what the... Yeah, that's the picture they showed in the beginning of the video. What's this?
I'm sorry.
That shot is pretty good.
But that Jaguar mask makes
that shot is pretty good.
Everything funny.
To be fair, though, that face makes sense for that reveal.
Turns out this new Armor King is the brother of the old one.
Oh, just right.
Why the hell did he hide that? Armor King didn't think it was worth mentioning that he was in a tag team with his brother? Whatever.
Shut up.
Armor King 2 wants revenge on
Some
Marduk, and
shit.
King is caught in the middle. Anyway, eventually Lars ends up running into Togu, one of his comrades in Yggdrasil. Hearing that the guy has amnesia, he tells him that beforehand he was looking forward to meeting Heihachi Mishima, and perhaps seeking him out will jog his memory. Worth mentioning that Lars is a pretty chill guy. He values the squad, he knows how to joke around. The guy isn't an edgelord nor a colossal douchebag.
Okay, so it's cool. All right, because that hair makes me think like things.
Just keep that in mind as we get to the twist.
Oh.
Lars and Alyssa do indeed seek out Heihachi, who this whole entire time has been chilling in his estate. So after a failed assassination attempt by the Tekken Force...
Okay, so he is in this game. So why is he not playable? Well, maybe he dies in 7, or maybe he dies in this one.
Plotting and scheming.
Because he supposedly dies, and then he fucking launched his ass, and then,
over how to get the
when he wakes up is after Tekken 5, right?
Upon seeing Heihachi, something triggers in Lars's head. His memory comes back completely, reminding him of his true heritage.
この血を引く以上、お前のように衰えていくことは避けられないということか。何？お前が北欧で指揮した作戦を覚えているか？
Oh my god.
まさかお前が？
Yes, Lars is actually a Mishima, a bastard child from one of Heihachi's
Right, I was about to say he was shooting fucking ropes.
youthful indiscretions. Because you can't have the hero of the story be anything but.
Yeah.
With his memory returned,
so that means he's gonna be evil, obviously.
Lars aims to kill the man who abandoned his mother.
Oh! He's like, he's gonna catch with his teeth. Oh, he put it! Oh no, he got his teeth! Sick. Hell yeah.
Once again,
I thought he head-butted it down.
unkillable. Lars basically goes, alright, fuck it, I got more important things to do. His new goal for the game is to take down Jin Kazama and end the war. This involves breaking into the Zaibatsu headquarters, taking down the Tekken Force, Eddie Gordo, Nina Williams, even a giant demon robot named Nancy. Yes, Nancy. And of all the
Nancy.
times I've gone through
shout to Nancy.
Tekken 6's arcade mode, I have never beaten this damn thing. It kicks you to the next match as soon as you lose, so it takes forever just to retry. Screw you, Nancy. But eventually Lars ends up riding
I'm surprised I don't remember a lot of this. I don't remember Nancy.
Elevator into Jin's throne room, where the guy has commissioned a comically evil statue of his devil gauntlet clutching the world.
Sick.
Just a tad on the nose.
I would like to hear that conversation where he was like, I would like to it's gonna be cringe. My devil gauntlet, the world. Can I make a statue? I'll write it down. Never mind.
Before Lars can
I'll write it down.
I'll
See you later.
Jin activates his secret weapon.
Oh. Wow, she traveled you the entire time. Now you have to beat her fucking ass. I mean, it makes sense. She's a robot. She kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Nier character. So.
Her in a Mishima laboratory was no coincidence. Dr. Boskanovich created her to serve as Jin's bodyguard. And because he's the head honcho, she has to obey anything he commands. No, Alyssa, please.
No.
This isn't you. Think of all the good times we had.
Yeah, beating up.
Anyway, Jin makes his escape.
What? You beat up that marching band. I was sick. Dude, if I was with a homie and we beat up a marching band, that would be memories we would always talk about. Yo, remember when we fucking took the drum set and we beat their ass with it?
And heads to Egypt, to a special ruin that was hidden away by magic until the Zaibatsu started destroying the world. This
magic can exist. Devils can exist. I swear to God, if I see a fucking robot.
Place houses a very...
Even though there was already a robot. I guess the robot anime girl is what people draw the line. We had Jacko or fucking...
nasty creature known as Azazel, the Rectifier.
Oh, Azazel, okay. So I remember Azazel from... What character was it recently? It was a character recently.
And apparently it's waking up, creating volcanoes and shit in the Middle East.
Oh no.
Lars is joined by
Kazuya
Raven and proceeds deep inside, where he encounters the G Corporation as well. He and Kazuya have a scuffle.
Yes.
Oh yeah, apparently all the electricity that flies off of Heihachi and Kazuya, that's a Mishima bloodline thing. I guess they descended from the thunder god Raiden. Lars reaches the center of the ruins and comes face
I must consult the older guys.
to face with Azazel, a giant Anubis monster and by far the cheapest fucking boss in any Tekken game ever. I swear, even on easy mode, this asshole is ridiculously cheap. I hate him with the fury of 1,000 suns. Luckily in Scenario Campaign, you have buffed stats, and you can sneak behind him while he's distracted by Raven. Okay. Double teaming this prick is so damn satisfying.
Each hole.
Lars defeats the creature, but he still has one target left. Jin Kazama. But not before being forced to battle his former friend.
Oh no. Alright. Rip her head off. One last zip. No. She'll be back next one. Good riddance. Good riddance. You didn't say that part. Yeah,
you motherfucker. The final battle.
I was kind of hoping he actually said that. Lars like, you motherfucker.
Lars, Jin, and a squadron of Tekken Force goons who love to snipe me from far away.
Damn, he better get that. No,
but eventually Lars pulls off the victory. Yeah. And it's now, at the end, where we finally get an explanation as to why Jin did all this. So remember the nightmares he was having in Tekken 5? He was being communicated to by Azazel, the Rectifier. And the Beast tells Jin that the Devil Gene is his creation, that Azazel is the source. And when human misery gets so strong all over the world, it's going to return and destroy everyone. Only someone with the Devil Gene can stop him. But what if Azazel returns long after Jin and Kazuya are dead? Who will save the world then? So using the power of the Zaibatsu, Jin single-handedly attacks everything and everyone just so Azazel would wake up earlier. And sure enough, Lars did not actually defeat the beast. It comes out of the temple to bring about Armageddon. But Jin rushes towards it, punches a hole through its chest, and falls with it into a ravine. The creature killed for good.
It's not for me to judge if he was right or wrong. Maybe you're such a saint. You think you can.
Oh, fuck off, lady.
Yeah, I'm about saying, yeah, what?
Yes, Jin technically saved the world.
Yeah, but he also, like, killed a lot of the world.
But he killed so many innocent people to get us there. The world will
so lame.
Never be the same. I remember a lot of people were put
It's so lame that she's like, yeah, but he was the hero. No, fuck Jin.
off by the decision to turn Jin heel, and it's completely changed the character.
Yeah.
Now he's an edgy sad boy who just wants to die, to get his comeuppance for all the evil that he's done. Tekken and its morality, they just didn't want everything to be so cut and dry.
So is that his character in 7 the entire time? Wow, 7 is not super long. It seems like, what is it? Like, alright, about 12 minutes.
Lars leaves Alyssa with Lee Chaolon to be restored to normal, and Raven ends up finding
so
Jin after everything's all
I guess
said
that's why
and
she's in
done.
7.
And with that, we only have one more game to talk about.
Tekken 7. This has been a good video, though. I mean, wrapping up with this one.
So as of August 2022, this is the newest game in the series. It has a...
Wait, I wonder if, around this time is when they teased Tekken 8. I wonder if, he'll talk about it.
2-hour-long story mode that aims to explain a...
Wait, how long?
This is the newest game in the series. It has a 2-hour-long story mode that aims to explain a pressing question that many fans have had for years.
It's only 2 hours long? Is that true? Wow, that's really short. Maybe I'll play it then. 2 hours? I got 2 hours to spare.
Who was Heihachi's wife? Who was Kazuya's mother?
Oh, that's a good
Believe it or
sure.
not, the identity of this character was hinted at ages ago in Tekken 2. Because in the dojo stage, you can find an engraved marking pairing up the names of Heihachi and Kazumi. This is something that's actually existed since 1996. But Tekken is a very secretive and mysterious franchise, so it was left alone until now. Not much has changed since the end of Tekken 6. Azazel may be dead, but the war between the Mishima Zaibatsu and G Corporation is still raging strong. With Jin missing in the Middle East, the Zaibatsu is running aimless. This forces Heihachi to return from the shadows, storming in to take his company
Heihachi is just straight up in 7 also.
back.
Is he playable in 7?
Nina sends the entire Tekken force after the guy. Dudes armed with machine guns and grenades and rocket launchers. And Heihachi still swats all of them away like the flies they are.
Sick.
Are you starting to understand why this man is one of my favorite video game characters ever?
He's pretty good,
Heihachi beats Nina's ass, declaring the company his once again. And Nina, with nothing better to do...
Maybe Heihachi should have been smashed then from what I'm hearing here.
...decides to serve under him. With the Zaibatsu back in his control, Heihachi announces the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7. The purpose of this competition is to draw out Kazuya and expose him for who he really is. You see, the King of Iron Fist Tournament 2 wasn't televised, so no one but Heihachi really saw his devil form. And the only time he ever transformed again is when...
It wasn't televised, but... What's the point of the screen?
Is when he fled...
I guess it was televised. There was people in the stadium seeing it, I guess. I don't know.
Naru back in Tekken 5. No one knows televised, so no one but Heihachi really saw his devil form. And the only time he ever transformed again is when he fled Hanmaru back in Tekken 5.
Right, okay.
No one knows what this guy is capable of, only that he's the hero who fought Jin Kazama. This tournament will be the perfect venue to show everyone that he is, in fact, the devil. And that's why the Zaibatsu can't possibly stop fighting this war, because they're the good guys, actually. It's quite the plan indeed. But while meditating inside of his dojo, Heihachi...
I'm getting a very, like, Saw vibe from this. Just the like, oh, you know, I'm actually the good guy, you know, I'm putting these people in there and torturing them and stuff. Like, I don't know why I'm getting that from John Kramer. He's actually the good guy, you know, he's, like, making people, like, you know, he's changing them, and, like, you know... I get kinda. I don't know. I'm just getting that vibe.
Is visited by a special guest. Whoa! What the?
Wait. Hold on. No. How did I not hear about this? Wait, what? Akuma shows up. Akuma, where are your beads? Watch the Flash Kids. Watch the Flash Kids animation. It's one of my favorite fucking animations ever.
Hell? That's Akuma. Akuma,
Yeah.
if you're
Street
unfamiliar,
Fighter,
is from Capcom's
It's
Street Fighter
from Asora's Wrath. Everybody knows
their
this.
franchise. Ever since Super Street Fighter 2, this guy has been a special boss fight, one of the
Yeah.
deadliest villains in the lore.
Yep.
He's a man who sacrificed his humanity to gain the ultimate
I didn't know
the
he was just in
Satsuki
Tekken
Ohana.
7. Is that
His
fucking for
motivation
real or
is
is
to
that
find a
mod?
truly worthy opponent,
This is a lie.
constantly egging
It's not
Ryu,
mod.
the series hero, into joining the dark side. That's all well and good,
Put
but
those beads up your ass.
what the hell's he doing here? I'm no stranger to the concept of guest characters, but they're not typically driving the plot. Like when you're
Is he really driving the plot? What the fuck? How did I not know that?
playing Mortal Kombat
Yo, Negan should be in it. Fucking
at 11, it's not like RoboCop shows up out of nowhere to save the day.
That fucking
But
skin's so stupid. Comply.
Kuma is integral because he is here to deliver vengeance on behalf of Kazumi Mishima.
和美殿の願いに従い、うぬと三島和也に死をもたらす
What the fuck? What? Is it gonna be related to?
つもり。
平八さんを殺してください。そして
And also dab on him real quick.
和也のことも。
バカバカしい。その話が本当なら、なぜ今頃になって
7 games in.
うぬらが力を持つまで待っておっただけのこと。
What?
Yeah, my ass.
For context,
He did the Goku thing. Hey, can you get stronger?
Kazumi died on the exact same day that Kazuya was thrown off the cliff.
Right.
That was like
What?
40 years ago. Akuma was given a task to prevent two men from destroying the world, and he waited until after a fucking world war to start killing them. Nothing
This fucking shit is so stupid.
about Tekken makes any goddamn
It's so
sense.
stupid.
So the two battle each other, and because Capcom has really tight protection on their character, Akuma, of course, defeats Heihachi.
一瞬戦撃。
Doesn't. How did I not? I mean, it's not that crazy because they already did the Street Fighter Across Tekken thing, so they've had connections before. So it's not that crazy, but how did I not hear about this? How did I not hear Akuma's in fucking Tekken 7? I must have, and I just forgot or something. I know I definitely didn't know he was in the story.
There, Tekken's very protective too, because right after delivering the Raging Demon, Akuma buries Heihachi's body, plants him in the ground, leaving to go after Kazuya next. But Heihachi isn't dead.
Of course he's not.
From your grave.
This is
Rise from your grave.
comical now. The
You can't kill him, bro. He's like Jason.
Raging Demon is supposed to be pretty strong. It is canon in the Street Fighter games that M. Bison
Oh,
was
you're doing a death battle here? We look up, to the power of this, to the power of...
killed by this very move, his soul needing to transfer to another body that he had prepared. Oh yeah, Street Fighter's pretty weird too, but still, Heihachi survived.
Yeah, people say Mortal Kombat is weird now, but I feel like it's like one of the most sane ones. Sure, it's multiverse, but you understand. Like, all right, this is from a different version. Yeah.
Of that. Unkillable. But for some reason, Heihachi wants the world to think he's dead, so the Zaibatsu does just that. They cancel the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7. But
No,
why?
what?
Instead, the new plan is to wait for Kazuya and Akuma to battle, and when they do,
Tekken
Kaz
7,
will have
no.
no choice but to turn devil form in order to survive. And the Zaibatsu will be there with drones to take pictures, exposing him to the world.
How did I fucking not know Akuma? It's blowing my mind right now.
And that's basically what happens. But also,
Where's
Heihachi
Jin?
decides to kill them both by utilizing Dr. Abel's space
Oh,
cannon.
yeah.
You remember?
Yeah, blow up Jacko.
The thing that took out Jack 2
Yeah,
is
Jack 2.
still up there, and it's in the possession of Heihachi.
I know she's trying to catch the...
He
Fuck.
fires the thing off, destroying the G Corporation's Millennium Tower.
Damn, should have did that before.
Why did no one think to do that before?
Should have did before. Wait, I can pull shit up with this? Oh, fuck yeah. Boop. 9/11 times 10 up in this bitch.
And of course,
You have the gall to attack me?
Kazuya is still alive.
Of course he is.
The world turns on him.
Well, that makes sense. You got the devil form. It's a laser. Fuck that laser.
She sends the devil pictures to the media, and everyone is so shocked and horrified to learn that the world's savior is actually Satan. So Kazuya gets revenge by firing his big fuck-off devil laser into outer space, destroying Dr. Abel's space cannon.
No, it's been around for years.
Causes satellite debris to crash into a major city, which turns the public back against the Zaibatsu. Apparently the public is under the impression that the Zaibatsu did it on purpose.
Yeah, they blew up their own satellite. Why not just use the satellite thing to explode you to begin with? Yeah, let's destroy it and then kill everybody with it.
That.
The atrociousness of the fighting was inconceivable to the average person.
I agree.
And they soon forgot about Kazuya transforming into a devil.
Because
what was that? It sounded like he was falling more asleep in his own voice. And transforming into a devil.
Apparently that's something you forget. Anyway, one thing Tekken 7 does different from the other games is tell its story through the eyes of a journalist. One who's covering the Mishima family, looking for information on how this whole war started.
Okay.
He approaches Heihachi asking for an interview, and surprisingly, he accepts. See, this is Heihachi's last stand. With the reputation of the Mishima Zaibatsu all but ruined, he challenges his son to one last fight. Winner take all, there can be only one. So, in case he doesn't come back, Heihachi decides to get his story out there, revealing the truth of his wife's death. He was married to Kazumi Hachicho, a fellow martial artist that Heihachi loved very much. That is until she started to show symptoms of a split personality. And this alter ego reveals that she married into the Mishima family.
So now there's another, they got that Reina girl, right? Who's also related to Heihachi, right? Isn't the secret daughter or something?
To kill Heihachi before he eventually becomes a threat to the world. The Hachicho family has been forever cursed with the devil gene, exacting vengeance on whomever they please. They have a fierce fight, but again, Heihachi is just too damn powerful.
Girl, I don't think you know who I am. Bitch, you were just introduced. I was born in this fight.
Just brutal. Snaps his wife's neck despite how devastated it leaves him.
Aww.
And so we have a bit of a retcon here. Heihachi did not throw his son off the cliff to see if he was worthy of the Mishima name. He did it because he wanted to see if his son had the devil gene.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which is a little confusing.
You know what? I'll accept that retcon.
If he does survive, then why would you raise him knowing full well there's a split personality just waiting to kill you?
It's his son. I don't know.
But if he dies, well, good one, dude. You just murdered your innocent son for no reason.
Yeah, I can make another one. Kazoo. Oh, shit. Fuck.
Oh, the twisted morality of Tekken. Trying to make us sympathize with the man who laughs maniacally and bombs buildings with laser cannons. Kazumi knew he was a monster, so I'm not sure she's actually a villain. But hey.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like a villain, really.
Kazuya and Heihachi.
You're a piece of shit, bro. I played the other games. You suck.
Meet inside a volcano for their final showdown. And my recap can't possibly do it justice.
Okay, so he does.
It's got multiple phases, flashbacks to the past 20 years of Tekken games.
Oh, he even shows the old games.
Devil form, Heihachi turns Super Saiyan. These guys just beat the living shit out of each other. Kaz even nuking his old man with lasers that he somehow survives.
His clothes are fine for most part. You can't be serious. Bro, he's like 70 at this point. What the fuck? Quiet. Hey, you be quiet.
Heihachi strikes Kazuya so hard that the guy reverts back to his human form. Keep in mind that Kaz still hasn't beaten his father since Tekken 1. He lost in Tekken 2, he lost in Tekken 4, his dad will not go down. He still feels like the helpless 5-year-old boy. This is his last chance.
Oh,
it's
nice.
now
Nice.
or never.
Oh, that did it? Is he about to die from that one punch? He got fucking nuked, thrown in. Fuck it. That's what did it. They're doing the heartbeat. Oh no, hey! There's a. I think it was just a tiger.
And he does it.
That's it?
Kazuya defeats Heihachi Mishima. And as these Tekken games tend to go, it ends on a cliff peering over the volcanic landscape.
Wait, is he not gonna throw him this time? I know he is. See you, bitch. Oh no, he's done. Oh, that's a good ending. I like that. That's sick. And that's the end?
After all of that,
I feel like that's really unfortunate. Like, alright, that recap of Tekken 7 was really quick. There wasn't a lot there. I'm assuming that makes sense. I could have sworn there was a lot more going on there in that story, because I've seen some people, I mentioned it before, I watched Darkside Phil play a little bit of it, and that's when he was bitching the most about Elisa. It seemed like there was more to it, so maybe I should play that before Tekken. If it's really that short, maybe I should. I think I will. I don't know if I'll do a Let's Play or anything, but you know, if it's 2 hours long, I'll put it on easy mode and just go through it real quick.
Heihachi Mishima is finally dead.
I'm totally
damn.
God damn.
So where does this leave the story of Tekken?
You sweet prince.
Well, one thing I glossed over is that Lars ends up finding Jin in the Middle East and
Okay, cool. All right, okay.
God damn.
Let's go do this.
So where does this leave the story of Tekken? Well, one thing I glossed over is that Lars ends up finding Jin in the Middle East and brings him to Lee Chaolan for protection.
Okay.
He spends the entire game unconscious until the very end.
So the entire game he's just like, I'm such a bitch, I want to die, and then he's in pretty much a coma, and he wakes up at the end. Okay, so that's why in the trailers he's like front and center. So. I wonder if Tekken 8 will have that. Ooh.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the insane lore of Tekken.
Okay. That was a great video.
So I'm not in the habit of doing series recap videos. My next project sure as hell won't be 2 hours long, nor will I avoid talking about the gameplay. But I can't talk strategy with Tekken because I have no grounds to do so.
Sure.
I'm no expert. Hell, my footage is probably the most basic combat you've ever seen. But that's kind of what I've been trying to say. I'm not good at playing it, but I've still gotten 20 years of entertainment value. The incredible music.
Same thing for Mortal Kombat with me. I'm not like super into the lore, but I've been playing that series since I was fucking like 5, and I'm still fucking playing it, and I'm terrible at it.
The badass character designs.
I'm the best at Mortal Kombat. I'm still terrible at it.
That occurs is so damn fun. It doesn't matter that I'm playing by myself most of the time, because Tekken is an experience. Tekken is a way of life. And there's so much that I cut out of this video for brevity.
Yeah,
I didn't mention the new character Eliza, a vampire lady who woke up from a deep sleep quicker than she was supposed to, so now she's a narcoleptic. Lily DeRochefort seems
That's pretty funny.
to think that Eliza is her sister. Why do you have a vampire sister?
Why not? We all have vampire sisters.
You know
somewhere.
why Nina and Anna are dressed as a bride
Yeah,
and widow?
the Nina one I know. Is she like undercover or something? And she's bride, or did she get actually married? That one I do know about the fucking bride costume. I remember
character
that.
select screen, because Nina went on an assassination mission to kill a G Corporation guy on his wedding day. Thing is,
So what?
This guy was getting married to Anna, who actually found love after Tekken 6. Nina killed her sister's fiance. I am forever on Team Anna because Nina is just
Nina's a bitch. Jesus.
Person.
She's awful.
There's a lot of non-canon material for you guys to discover. And it has pretty good character stuff too. In Warang's Tekken 6 ending, he grabs an orb from Azazel's body, which has the power to grant people the devil gene. It actually does so in Ganryu's ending, which would be scary if not for the fact that he's too fat to fly. Because of course he is. But in
You fat fuck.
Warang's ending, he actually rejects the orb and smashes it to pieces. See, Warang is a proud man. He knows that he beat Jin fair and square in Tekken 5, so the guy refuses to cheat, to stoop to Jin's level.
Cool, no
he
steroids
doesn't need
for this boy.
that power. He's gonna beat Devil Jin the old-fashioned way.
Cool.
Which may very well be canon. We'll just have to wait and see. I love Kazuya's ending in Tekken 5 because it shows just how far the man has fallen. He loved Jinpachi when he was a kid. He has nothing but warm feelings for the guy. And yet, the prospect of power is just far more intoxicating, so he gladly kills his grandpa, smiling like the devil he is. There's a lot of great shit here. So I apologize.
I thought he was going to say, he my brain was like, I thought he was talking about, he loves the Kazuya and Heihachi ending. Never mind.
I was
about to say, I love that ending for Tekken 7. That's
about
great.
Your favorite character. I'm also sorry if I got any details wrong.
I'm sure
it's kind of hard to keep track of all this.
And obviously this is not an in-depth. Well, no, it is. It's not everything. So there's gonna be things I'm sure in Tekken 8 I'm just like, what?
Please be kind. Please be kind. If there's any wacky shit in the story that you think I glossed over, feel free to mention it in the comments section. Tekken 8 seems to be on the horizon, and I look forward to seeing just how crazy that it's going to be. So until then, let's get ready for the next battle.
That was a good video.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Is that actually in? She's probably like, yeah, okay. That was a really good video. Shout outs to ClementJ64. It was very good. Not confusing. I mean, it was, I guess, technically confusing. Oh, he did a Street Fighter one? Oh my god. Damn, almost 3 hours long. That's fucking crazy. I was a little bit more interested in the Tekken lore, so I don't know if I'll watch that one. But that was a lot of fun. Oh, now the thumbnail's not loading. I hate Firefox. I don't know why I keep using it. This happens all the time with Firefox. Like, my internet is good, but for some reason, like, Firefox is like, I can't connect to it. My brain don't work. Oh, and I use Google Chrome or fucking anything. Even Microsoft Edge works. Anyway, that was a great video. So, yeah, that was long as shit, but I feel like I'm kind of enjoying it. Now I need to look for Tekken 7. Where is it? My Xbox One collection's right here. There it is. I see it. I'm going to install it and play. Man, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a playthrough. If I have the time, maybe I'll do like a recorded playthrough. Is it actually that long? I want to see. I'm gonna go to how long to beat. How long to beat? Yeah, he said 2 hours, but maybe he's just saying maybe that's like cutscenes. Main story 3.5 hours. It says main and extra 8.5, which that's probably for everything though. Is it really that short? He said 2 hours. That seems like maybe a little. No, not Tekken 7, Tekken 8. Story mode playthrough. I just want to see how long a playthrough went on YouTube. This one's only an hour and 45 minutes. This one is 3 hours. This one's an hour. This one's an hour 4. Oh, that's all the cutscenes. Maybe that's what he means. It's just the cutscenes. But it looked like he played it, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just play it on my own if it's that long. I already know the story, so I guess there's no point of doing that. I'll put it on easy and just breeze through it. So I know a little bit about what happened in 7 that he didn't talk about. But anyway, there you go. That's it. That was a great video. So there you go. That's that. 2.5 hours. I know an extra 40 minutes of me pausing and stuff. That's just how I do things. Sorry. I'm not, but if you're upset, get over it. Anyway, that's it. Bye.